in place. I mean, we got a big pump up there in Tesla. Google's climbing higher, Amazon's climbing higher. So yeah, just keep those risk measures in place. Don't try to force the setup that isn't there.
All right, guys. See you guys tomorrow. Same bot time, same bot channel. Big kahunas are that way. I'll see everybody at the green screen.
Got to give the old wink in the gun there, which I just found out Ramin is not a.
I'm surprised Ramin didn't use the video that me and her shot last night. Oh yeah, I saw that, but not the important part. She told me to. Oh no, I see where that might have gone. Yeah, that was different. That was
no. I was. No.
Yeah, no. We were we had some fun there. She wanted me to say certain things on that video because we just did that new the hottest new short out was the one that Joe was talking about. That's what I was in reference to there, whereas I'm doing the sticky note and writing that out. So that's what I was referencing there. But yeah, exciting times. Thanks you. Great afternoon show once again. Welcome back to the jungle. We've got hot dog cannons over here. We're now short CoreWeave, $2. We wanted to do this, man. I mean, coming up into the high of the day. I've been waiting for this. I kind of felt like trying to snipe against that top level of 162. So if we do break out through 162, we can get out of this one. But right now, we're well in the money now on CoreWeave. Short 161 right now. It's at 158.75. So so far so good on that one as we go short. I got to get into the chat. Is this the right chat? Let me do a test over here. What's up, Apogee? Is that the guy who's in here right now? Okay, Dijon Mustard. There it is, Dijon Mustard. Yes, as I brought Joe on to the after show for 2 seconds because the guy looked, he had his little jacket over, he had his little pocket square.
Something's happening in Unity.
Unity. No idea what is going on with Unity.
Yeah,
Fed's Beige Book out right now. What's up, Fed's Beige Book? I just tried to short the market there and we lost. Right into those highs of the day. But I'm thinking about going back into this right there. We just got busted out at the high. So we'll slap a fail on that one as we sit here with this one. And then obviously, I don't want to say obviously, but probably Apple's going to be talked about there. And, you know, we like the short. And it's funny that right now we're underneath all the shorts that we had. But that doesn't matter. It wasn't a good trade. It goes up to 205, 206.50 and falls down there on some Alibaba. Ali blah 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 talk right there. So we'll wait to see what that story is from Sharif when that comes through. But yeah, man, everything's going pretty good. What? Yeah, what is the story there? No story. Oh, you had to mute him. Yeah, I don't blame you. No, just joking. Wow, is there something wrong with this mic or? Oh, here comes Fabian to solve it. Okay, I can look at Unity real quickly here. We don't have what Neil was going to say is there's no real story for Unity, but there it is dropping from 17 all the way down to 26.17, down straight $2 right now for Unity. So we'll find out if there is anything there. There we go. Yeah, what's up, Michael? Michael P. DeRider. What's up, Michael P. DeRider? He's saying, Fabian. Fabian is here fixing Neil. But yeah, okay, so we're just going to watch out for everything here. The market. Oh, I guess we got stopped out of our WFC. What happened there? We were riding this one at 76 until it broke. Too bad. Okay, so this was a good trade. I just came back and realized I was out of that trade. I guess we broke 76. Our best outs are 70. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like, these are... bad zoom. Hold on a second. Here's 76, right? That first out is 76, 35, 40s, 27s, 34s, reloaded out there. So that's 15 cents there on the way back in. So yeah, WFC doesn't work itself out there as we got their asset cap lifted there. Looks like we have to look at CrowdStrike too, but CoreWeave making a move right now back up. So it's a good thing we covered.
It's bobbing and weaving?
We're only out of half. Yeah, good one, CoreWeave.
Yeah.
And then, you know, here's a name. Near and dear to my heart and a friend of ours who stepped in. We talked about that when Obi was here. He's just like, give me a stock you like. I was like, Big Bear Eye and Marvell. The guy's loving life right now. And I told him he has to trade me AJ Brown now for free because of these calls. He's like, what an incredible call. I think this guy's long in the 380, something like that, there on Big Bear AI. So I wish I had bought that today in that area, and maybe I would sell for a quick 15%. But nice move up there for Big Bear AI. Again, a name I like, relatively big short float on that name. I think we were in the 20s last time. I'm going to call this up and have, oops, Canada, something about Canada. BBAI. The tariff thing sucked for us because as of this morning, 50% on steel. That's not good for us. No. Yeah, there it is right there. I was going to say 27 actually, and that's exactly what it is. 27% there, short float for Big Bear AI. So we'll have to watch to see as that one continues to go upside. And yeah, just hearing in our ear that Canada just looking to, more tariff talk. That's all. I don't think it's going to do anything to the market, but here comes the market downside a little bit. Made that new high. I have a problem shorting the market, obviously, when this is the trend. So we kind of have to go the other way here and think about, like, is there any key levels that maybe we need to see break before we get short? So that's a little bit of a talk there. I assume your mic is fixed. Were you able to find anything on Unity, or?
Look, I still haven't seen anything. Like, there's
still going lower.
Yeah, like there's news has to be breaking here. I'm seeing the last thing I saw here is it might be, but I don't know this source. Unity CTO Steve Collins steps down after.
Yep, that's good enough.
Chief Technology Officer steps down after only 6 months. So, is that correct? Okay, I just saw a rando on Twitter or on X that said that. So, but I don't know the source. There it is. Unity down 1%.
Yeah, 1%. No,
2.5% now. I mean, it was grinding higher. Like it was up almost.
What time was that story?
It was up almost 10%. It was up like 7%.
Okay.
So there you go. That's the timing. So CTO gone. That's the reason why it's heading lower. The steel thing probably not the worst in the world because I would short. CTO, right. CTO, Chief Technology Officer.
Yeah. Okay.
I need to get a bid.
Just double checking that with Dinkelberg.
They're on X. I'm only in QBTX and X.
QBTS, yeah.
QBTS and X, which, here's the funny thing, I swear, one of my charts does this in the afternoon every single time. So no, QBTS was not halted.
Joe, come here, man. You do this to me all the time. Let me see what's
going on. This long is legit.
Let me see what's going on over there.
Our chicken was way too dry.
You got some. Andre's talking to Fabian over there. We got more important things going on over here. Potatoes, veggies, chicken.
It's a lot of potatoes.
Where's the salad?
That's too much potatoes.
Oh, yeah. You're right. I got to start with the salad. You're right.
No, I'm Italian.
You don't need to have a salad.
We end with the salad. I didn't put my nice makeup on. I'm a little bit shiny over here.
I don't think you have to. Honestly, at home, sometimes I'll eat my salad after. I don't.
Salad is meant to be eaten.
You know where this is going?
In your tummy?
Straight to the bicep, baby. That's it.
I noticed your bicep needs some work. I hope they go straight to that area as well.
That's crazy.
I'm just saying, I don't blame you for that. This is mine, isn't it? Isn't this mine?
Put some more. Well, I don't know what that is.
It's mine. It's
I saw it on the ground. I just picked it up.
It fell out of my pocket. I thought I left it in the car. No, this is just a key fob.
Oh yeah, I was like, no, I didn't. I just assumed, so I just put it down there.
Yeah. This is the security to the building. Anybody gets their hands on this, you have to fight Tony at the back door there,
Tony was easily the best security guard we ever had.
I don't think so. Good. Well, I'm glad that showed up there because I would have got into my car and been like, I can't get into the. It gets us also into the garage.
What my fob looks completely different. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. I have a card.
Yeah, I have the card too. Okay. I don't even know where that. I think that's in my wallet somewhere. Where the hell is my?
And I don't even drive in. I don't even know.
That's the thing. Now with the Tesla, I was telling Neil, I don't even have keys anymore. Like I feel like I leave the house, I'm like I got to get my keys, and it's like I don't have any keys. It's like as long as you have your phone on, I go into the car, start like it's. Anyways, game changer. All right, Apple downside, but we are right now. Is that Kathy on something up there?
No.
Oh, okay, it looks.
But I see why it did look like it. When you turn around, it's not.
Yeah, she's coming on our show soon. Kathy Wood, stay tuned. Kathy Wood live on Trader TV Live coming up. So I have not today, Kathy.
No, I can see why.
Hire me.
It does look the same.
All right, let's go. We're ready to go. So right now it is. I'm going to go shine up here. Get my glow. Get my glow up on. I notice I'm a little bit.
I got like a shiny spot.
You got shiny stuff too.
Nah, but whatever. I always.
We're supposed to. It's part of our contract. We got to put on. I have no idea what it's called. The powder. I don't look directly at the lights, man. I feel like Trump looking at that eclipse there.
Don't look up. The strobe light is not happening anymore.
I remember there was that one time. I think it was a year. Was it last year or maybe even more than that?
That was 2 years.
I think it was during the. Was it during the primaries? I don't know what it was, but we had that solar eclipse.
That was 2 years ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, and he just. I thought he was just staring right at it or something. Wasn't there some sort of? Or maybe it was just.
You know who didn't care? It was just like I'll look at it. I got no issues. No, Max.
Oh. Max?
Because I went out there and Max was like, yo man, whatever, ain't gonna blind. he was all like, this is like, look,
There goes
look at me.
CoreWeave, by the way.
I was like, really? Like, don't get me wrong. You can probably get away with glancing at it, but I'm not going to be so flippant as to be like, I'm just going to stare at this without any protection, like it's nothing. Especially, your eyes are. Anyways, and I'll say that as somebody like in my like glaucoma's in my family. Like almost half on my mom's side, almost like half of her family gets it. My great aunt went blind.
Oh, it's not nothing to play around with.
You don't play around with your eyesight. There we go. There it is. The one rule do not look up without glasses. Trump did it anyway.
This is what I'm trying to say, man.
No, but that's literally what Max did. Max, I was standing next to dude. I borrowed your glass, and he's just like,
yeah, I brought,
no
Marissa got me the actual things there, but
like, come on, man.
We went outside and looked at it. I stared at it, but I was using the glasses there.
Yeah.
Donald Trump, man, this guy's killing it every day, man.
He ain't
This guy's
scared.
looking straight at the sun. This
He ain't
guy's
scared.
not scared of China. The one thing you would be scared of, you meet Sharif in a back alley, man. Maybe Donald Trump runs the other way, but no doubt you're a nice guy, but it's we're looking for the muscle, the beef. We talked about that yesterday. What were we talking? Was it yesterday? I said that Sharif could be the security guard. What was I talking? Oh, it was when we were talking about Giannis.
Which?
And I said when he comes here and in Toronto, we're going to go to the Danforth. We're going to grab some souvlaki and all that kind of stuff. And I said that if we all go, then we kind of have our built-in bodyguards. You have Mr. Biceps over here crushing the chicken, and then we have Sharif.
Obviously, got to have Sharif.
Sharif, is it leg day today, or what's going on over there?
No, that was yesterday.
I noticed you had some rips in your jeans there. Everything all right? All right, let's go back over to
Those things are dangerous,
to
man.
Sharif.
I got attacked by an alley cat.
Welcome, everyone, to the Afternoon Rundown, the show where you decide what we talk about every afternoon. The boys are locked and loaded, and they're ready to look at the tickers as decided by you. But the only way to get those tickers up there is to join Joseph and I on the midday show and get into that chat and vote for your favorite tickers every day. But you got to be a subscriber in order to engage in the chat and vote. So make sure you're liking, subscribing, and sharing. Here is a look at all four major averages before we look at NVIDIA. All four are positive right now, guys. Good look. The NQ up 0.42. The Russ, which was actually down most of the midday show, is now flat, 0.05% in the green. The ES second best behind the NQ, up 0.25%, and the Dow trailing behind yet again, up 0.08. Keep an eye out on that. The first ticker, as decided by you guys, NVDA. Kind of a flat day today. We saw NVIDIA negative on the midday show, only barely, and it's only barely positive now, up 0.13. Retaking, though, the world's most valuable company by market cap ahead of Microsoft yesterday. And this headline came in today. Apparently, their latest generation of AI chip, Blackwell, delivered breakthrough performance, guys, off these training results. Good look for NVIDIA.
If you want to stare at NVIDIA's chart, you got to make sure.
And you want to
that
stare
you're
at a Sharif. Look how Sharif looked without the stash, by the way.
Go back to.
Uh-oh.
We get Sean's.
Why are you guys doing this to me?
What? We're not doing anything.
Oh my.
to you. It just happens to be. There's the glasses. They're like 3D glasses. Looking young.
There it is, Sharif.
Yeah.
All right.
Not a great hair and slate. You know what? NVIDIA. Yeah, didn't trade NVIDIA today. I had it on the note after Micron because, and I can get to Micron because it was early good and then a fail later. I just felt like that was the last couple of days, as good as NVIDIA was. Micron was kind of built different the last couple, so I want to take a shot at it. But I did, on my note, I was like long into the prior day high or prior day close, which is around the 141.25. That said, right away at 9:33, it bounced off it. When it came back, it wasn't a long. So didn't touch it. It looks a little better now. You're holding VWAP, that same close price that it couldn't hold before. You're consolidating above, so it's looking a little bit better. I think when I see this, I generally want to see it break away from that consolidation on NVIDIA. Fighting a sneeze here.
Oh, no.
Oh, fine. I'll be good. Good. I want to see it break away from this 141.5, but it's looking a little bit better above the volume-weighted average price. You got the market hanging around at the highs, not going too crazy, but a nice VWAP hold could give you a little something for NVIDIA. You got to love the fact that it was heavy buying on those big dips, especially at the open, and then it regains and holds the 140 level. One thing worth noting, it wasn't an NVIDIA day. AMD.
Go short something.
AMD was the one today, not NVIDIA. Up 1.5%, It did the dip at the open. The difference is V-shaped recovery and then some for advanced micro devices. I forget what we had there's a positive name for it that we're supposed to give it when it's bullish. What was it like? Advanced money create? No. Advanced money doubler, I think someone was saying in the chat. So whatever. Duplicator, let's call it that. So on a green days, that's what we call it. The market is a 0.4. NVIDIA's not doing much, and it's AMD, which is on the verge of another breakout here. 120 could become incoming soon. This is a good look on the daily for AMD. Like there's no other way to, you have the hard bottom on the trend break, getting out that 50. I think once you clear the 120 level, you're in place for the 200 period moving average, which is what I'm interested in for a play in AMD. But this afternoon, maybe you can buy some dips in this back into the prior higher VWAP because it's strong. Forget about NVIDIA for a minute. AMD's the one.
I actually new position alert NVIDIA. I'm shorting it against this. I was just saying to myself, this is something I wanted to try to get short here. I don't really know why though. Like I was thinking about the futures and I was like, if anything, bouncing off this 50 period is probably something. Like we bounced off there. I initially went short against this level and we just got stopped out by, I don't know what it was, by 4 pennies on the Nasdaq right there. So we just got, or on the TQs. So we just got stopped out. Yeah, we were stopped out at 25. The high of the day was 31s. But then I was thinking like, if I just keep averaging, like it might take out the high. Like this is profiling to take out the high. So I wanted to go over and just to see if there was something else that was going on here. NVIDIA, obviously cruising right now. Nice name. And, you know, we saw this yesterday. It was my biggest stock. So let's see if we can get something. It was long yesterday. Let's see if we can get something into here. You could see yesterday, 140, 150 was a little bit of a problem yesterday in the afternoon. So that's like right now. And then right here in the midday, it was also a problem. We bounced around here off the open. And then when we took 140, 150, then we, you know, sort of cascaded in there down about $1.20 or so before bouncing off the 200. And look how good this 200 period looks. So, yeah, I mean, the short might not be there. If anything, I mean, you probably, look, if we can get this, we are short, but if this works and it comes back in anywhere into 141 or 140.80, I think that's a clear out zone. So let's just see if it wants to continue upside. I don't really see any negativity here in the market right now. So yeah, I love NVIDIA. I think it continues to work. So I'm just going to go short, see if we get to do a little bit of a retracement. I think the risk to reward is worth it. My stop out is 60. So breaking through this level here of 50s, give us the 60s. I'm waiting at 140. I'm getting some more around that 50 mark. Then that will be that for NVDA. We'll give it a go. I just think right now it's working. Makes sense. Meta talking to some Disney. They talked to Disney. They talked to a bunch. They're looking for premium VR content.
Okay.
So the Oculus, which we have the Oculus, and my kids haven't played it in a hot minute or used it in a hot minute, but the Oculus is a great piece of technology. I mean, it's the virtual experience is quite nice. I thought Apple was talking with Disney as well about that, but I don't know. Wait a second. What is Apple's thing called anyways? The Apple Vision Pro?
Yeah,
that's not a needle mover for them, that's for sure. I haven't really heard anything much about that. So looks like Meta going to step in there and maybe do that, because you can get a deal with Disney and you grab Star Wars or you grab some of those Disney, like sort of some of the,
you gotta have
I don't want to say princess movies, but yeah, whatever their characters are there, their franchises is the word I'm looking for. That would be really great in an Oculus type of thing. We'll see if they can get that done. Interesting there for Meta, just hearing it in our ears. All right, Tesla, here we go. Let's see what happened there. A nice dip down buy opportunity maybe for Tesla.
Bad day for Tesla today, Sean. You already know that 3% in Negativesville on the back of this headline here. 8 straight months declining sales for Tesla out in China. We did get, some good news yesterday about Australia increasing sales there. But the day prior to that, we got the European sales, which were all down except for one jurisdiction, Norway. So Tesla, yet again, suffering on weaker sales.
Yeah, look, Tesla, we wanted this one over 50 for the short today. We're talking about this like yesterday. What's crazy is as bad as it was yesterday in the afternoon on the Elon Musk commentary regarding the spending bill, it was even worse at the open. There just was never a pump up. Like at the open, generally speaking, you get both, whoops, you can't see it because my head's in the way. You get both ways. Like yesterday, you get this candle right away at 9:30, it pops up and then fades. Like if you're looking to dip buy or if you're looking at short pops, you get a little bit of everything because Tesla usually does that kind of a dance. So I was anticipating that, looking for a pop-up, so never got it, then missed VWAP in here really, really quickly. Tried VWAP later in the day. I think it would have worked, but I put prior bar high as my out. When I jump into the short end of VWAP, it broke it. I got up and didn't get back in. Probably should have. That's around the moment that Apple looked good again. It's not on our list, believe it or not. The thing I don't love about Tesla right now is you're basically dancing without picking a direction. Like I don't have a trend break that's sitting in line. You don't have a very clean resistance level until you look up at like 336 or so. So it's diddling in the middle, which just so happens to be VWAP. So I'm going to stay away from Tesla this afternoon unless something distinct happens. This wick is still there. But it is worth noting, like if we were to close here on the south side of 335, that just stays bearish in that 15-minute time frame, and I'd come in still thinking for the short tomorrow. But I don't necessarily see too much of a trade here on TSLA, not right now.
All right, so Tesla, yeah, was not, we talked about this earlier, that was not on my radar here today. I'm back into CoreWeave short, by the way. I just want to play it off that 64 level. That's the high of the day. We'll hold it. I do have a bid at 62 on CoreWeave, and then we'll wait to see if we get, okay, well, here it comes back. I mean, this might be a good trade after all. All right, so yeah, Tesla, nice dump there. I mean, we always talk about closing price and how much it means, and then they're right in there yesterday. There's the level. It came right into 343 again there today. We bounced around it before eventually losing it. So I always think that if you're going to play the breakdown, you would always want to give it back into at least, yesterday's resistance as well, or the pre-market bottom. So that was a really good trade to play that break right there of basically 41.50s, giving it like $2 worth of room. You had $2 almost immediately when it breaks through 340, and then obvious downside there in the name. So, there isn't going to be a whole heck of a lot to look at here other than remember when we were breaking out here last week and we were like, okay, coiled up break, but then it stopped at its next spot. So if we kind of look down here, where may we stop again? We might, like that's 320 right there, goes back to November. That's 320 right there, goes back to February. But I'm not sure any of these levels really matter, honestly. I just think you come in, you try to hear whatever the story is, and then you just trade it accordingly. Because Tesla one day, Elon could be in favor with the president, the next day not. I don't, new car sales don't seem to be going that well for these guys. We could get news about robo-taxi. Again, I thought later on in June, I think we're supposed to be rolling that out. So we'll wait to see. We got news on those Model Ys just rolling around Austin unmanned last week, which sent this name to the downside, Uber. So I do think that there is some necessary talk here between Uber and Tesla. And I'm just waiting for that to happen. Either Uber, once these robo-taxis get, remember there's Waymo and everything too. So as soon as these taxis come out, I'm interested to see what Uber's reaction to all of that is. Do they go ahead and buy a bunch of Model 3s and Ys and figure that all out for themselves, or do they try to do it themselves again? But you can't because full self-drive is so big. So we'll wait to see what winds up happening there. I think that if we're holding out hope that full self-drive means something, well, then we're going to get the answer here later on during the summer, right? We'll find out how popular it is, how well the rollout's going, and whatnot. But for right now, Tesla at VWAP and looking lower, I would say the fact that the market's up and Tesla's down 3%, the short would be better than the long for me here this afternoon. So we'll have to wait for it. For now, it's, wow, come on, futures. It's like I go short CoreWeave, it's not doing anything. I go short NVIDIA, it's not doing anything. And I'm not short the futures, right? And I know TQs is just an instrument with the futures, but now the Nasdaq's finally starting to go. Watch out, because now we're finally getting underneath that 50-period moving average, potentially a move down now, but you got to hold this level. And I would say a move to VWAP once you break the 50 is probably about it. So let's wait to see where that takes us. But for right now, still interested in this name. The TQs to the downside, but we're watching the market very carefully. Let's go find out. I'm in CoreWeave right now. There it is. We just took $1 on CoreWeave, but it's been an interesting one. I'm actually red on CoreWeave, do that last trade right there. But there it is. We shorted against the high. CoreWeave going to the downside. Let's go find the story with Sharif.
CoreWeave, Sean, they had a great deal with Applied Digital, continued to trading, both of them trading higher on the day. As you saw, Sean's involved in CoreWeave right now. He'll tell you all about it. 8% as this Stock continues to rise subsequent to the IPO, guys. What a mover.
I feel like shorting it today. Obi and I had talked about this in the pre-market. I mean, we're always looking at this name. We had the good short, man. We had this is $10. We were $10 in the money right there. We didn't even cover it all. I think we had about 20% left, hoping that we would get even a better trade. Came in, we shorted, got out, then we got stopped out right there just at 10:30. Then we didn't engage it again until we came back up basically into these highs. We made some good quick trades here, short 160, out 158s. Then we still were holding some. Then we went short again right there, literally at that high of 162 and got stopped out at 162.50. The slippage isn't that bad, you know, considering what it looks like, but you do have to be cautious about that, especially when you're trading bigger shares. Just be careful with it. I'm trading bigger shares on this one, so which is really remarkable that we're still kind of surviving this. But this was a good trade there. Took it too early, got stopped out, took it again. Anyways, there's a bunch of trades in there for CoreWeave. And I was just looking at like where I thought today, you know, we would be, and again, we're all the way up here. That's where we took a fill. I was thinking, I mean, we talked about this live on the air, that this 137, 138, where the 200 period was, I thought if we really dropped in, that was only yesterday at lunch. So this morning, I was thinking like we could have had a $20 or $30 winner on board there, but then CoreWeave had a completely different idea. Like the fact that this thing's up another 8%, congratulations, man. I mean, anybody that's, you know, rode this thing all the way up, it just continues to go, go, go.
It's a ridiculous rocket.
Yeah, CoreWeave continues to impress every single day here. And I don't know where this pullback's coming or when it's coming, but it is coming.
Oh, it's going to happen.
And it's free to short. Oh, no, it's not free to short. I paid... Was it $9 for 100 shares or something like that? So definitely well worth it.
9 cents a share.
There for CoreWeave, but we're going to have to wait to see where it's going from here.
I checked because like one of the things... Hey,
it came just before Mullen, so...
Well, it's a good time that you came. Look, just to quickly... The thing I'm looking for on a 15-minute, just simply pull it back from when it bounced off 150. There's a trend line. I'm looking for it to close under the trend line, which one good thing about P Pro 8, you draw a trend line on the 15-minute, and there it is on your 3-minute as well. So... if it breaks that trend line, that's the only place I'm looking to go short. There was like right when we were ending the show, in the morning show, it gave a similar setup, but I'm going to wait for that to happen on CoreWeave, and then we can go talk about the hottest EV company in the market on this particular day. Just today, Randy. I'm not saying Mullen's great. He's like, not today. Today it is, undeniably.
Come on, Randy, have some fun.
I'm just saying. It's still ridiculous.
You got a case to make here, Neil. I mean, 317% is nothing to sneeze at, and we're not even at the highs. Here's where we're moving up, guys. They entered into an agreement or a securities purchase agreement after they already dropped that 1-for-100 reverse stock split, guys. I'm sure the boys will give you a gander at the weekly or the daily when this thing was trading at, what was that, Sean? $1.5 trillion?
Well, on your chart, it was 1.7, but I'm not even sure that.
Figure out.
No, it wasn't trillion because there was too many zeros.
It was
more than.
I could go back and look. I feel like there was at least 15 before the decimal place.
Like I can throw up my e-signal chart and just see what happens here.
Might as well. Nvidia just ran the top. That sucks.
I got to go to probably a weekly, I guess.
That's what I did, or monthly.
Go to a monthly.
I mean, what are those digits?
Yeah, see, that's, oh my God. Well, I'm literally just counting zeros now.
Might as well. You're here now.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17 with 14 zeros.
Thought it was
so whatever that number is, because to be honest, does it really matter? It doesn't. That's Mullen's all-time high. It's so stupid. That's its all-time high.
It really is.
But here's the thing. This is actually different this time. I'm not saying I'll go long. As a matter of fact, like I'm kind of still looking for an opportunity to go short that hasn't materialized. But it's generally been a reverse split fade, reverse split fade, reverse split fade. This one reverse split and then broke out. So that's new here for Mullen, man. So maybe it's got something if it can hold above these levels. Who cares? Those levels don't matter. It might have something for a couple of days. If some of the shorts that are in there from $1 trillion decide that they finally won and they decide to take some stuff out. And if that unwinds for a couple of days, you might have a decent rally for a couple of days here. There's never been at any point a clean entry for a short trade outside of the one that I told you guys in the lesson of the day that I whiffed on at 18. Because this stock when it broke back down through 18, like it was an up down, halt down, broke back up, got to $18, essentially wicked the $0.50 higher. I tried to punch short back underneath 18 and missed. So I didn't get the fill, and then it dropped into a down halt of like 14 bucks. So if I saw something like that, like another halt down, it's doing it now, like a halt down, maybe fail a 24 break and then come back in, that would be a setup for a short on Mullen. But we're not in it. Oh, I reloaded X again. So if you weren't watching the morning show, yesterday's high on US Steel, shorting it, it's 53.80, the mid 70s, yada, yada, yada. The best fills we've been getting are 50s and then some in the 60s, right? So you have a 20, 25 cent range, just been taking it multiple times. At some point, when you do this, it stops working and it breaks out the top. But I think 54 is a good level anyways on this stock. But that's the only thing I'm in. Mullen might get an opportunity if it does one of those reversal candles for a short, like a topping tail, but I'm not gonna force my way in today. But trust me, that stock's coming down eventually. It is. It's coming down eventually.
All right, let's go find out. CrowdStrike, we talked about that at 450. I have no idea what it's at. We did see that it was ripping a little bit higher during the morning. Let's go find out what it's doing now.
Selling off, Sean, that's what it's doing. Continuing to sell off after that earnings report yesterday, the aftermarket to the tune of about 5%. It was a decent report, guys. It wasn't so bad. What was concerning to a lot of analysts and market participants was now they're printing a net loss after printing a very profitable or a very healthy profit last year on the quarter. Rising costs seem to be the issue with that, so keep an eye out on that for CrowdStrike, trading at 462.5. Separately, this headline came in here that that CrowdStrike has received requests from the Department of Justice and the SEC regarding information relating to the company's recognition of revenue and the reporting of the annual recurring revenue, specifically related, guy, to certain customers going back to that July 19th incident last year when there was a major outage and CrowdStrike was blamed.
Yeah, I liked 440, which I guess was akin to it bounced at 445. But the reason I liked 440 was I just wanted it 10% down. I just thought, like, the thing about when stocks go down 10% and the short sell rule comes into play is I like it much better on a bullish stock that people like.
Even break? That did not.
So if you have like a stock like CrowdStrike, which is a bullish stock that people like to buy and want to own, when that's 10% down, that's a much better bounce than when, I don't know, like insert really, really bad looking chart and that goes 10% down, maybe not going to be as many dip buyers. But it didn't get down 10%, so I didn't have an entry on it. It came close. It was within like $5 of getting down there, but that was the only trade I was looking for on CrowdStrike. As far as trying to buy it up for the long term, I don't know that I'd be a buyer here. I mean, in a perfect world, you get a shot. The earnings give you a shot at the 50-period moving average, and you gobble it up. Maybe you get a shot at that, but I give it a couple of days here on CrowdStrike. Didn't quite get down to the level I wanted. Close.
All right, yeah, CrowdStrike. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. So first of all, there goes CoreWeave breaking through 164. Like, so there's our out. Like, I don't really. I was thinking about hitting it again if we go back through. I just. It's like we're not losing that much on it, but I do think like the potential is so there to get something half decent. All right, one last try, 164.50. We break that high, then let's just get out of that. We just played a short there through 164. That's decent slippage considering it doesn't even look like it broke 164. We get 164.85s right there. So yeah, that's not going to be good. We're still going to stop out at that high again if it breaks it. 164.77. I'm actually going to put it right there right now. Let's go to 165. If it breaks through 165, we'll get out. And that's that. Well, let's just hold this for basically the rest of the day and see what winds up happening before we get shut out. So no, we are not, Nate. Thank you for asking, of course. Not going to be green on CoreWeave today so far. I mean, we were actually green until just now, basically when I tried to mess around with the highs of the day. And that has not been paying off. So CoreWeave upside right now. So that's not good. Yeah, shorting it. And again, we paid that $9 for 100 shares. So that's it. I have 100 shares right now, which is pretty good position, I think. We'll wait to see what winds up happening. I'm going to try to hold the whole thing and see if we can make something happen. All right, so that's CoreWeave, CrowdStrike right here. All right, like, again, I was saying the 3-day rule on this, although yesterday on the recap show when this stock came in and printed, I talked about how much I loved that 450 area right into there. So that, That could have been a buy if anybody had made that. It's only at 463. I don't think you missed an opportunity. You know, okay, there looks like CoreWeave right now is right at the highs again. So this will be another L here if it continues to go higher, breaking through that level. Just going to keep going. But right there, 450 break. That would be what we want to wait for. I always think the 3-day rule is good, because you never know where the market wants to take these names, right? And so we'll wait for it right now. CoreWeave looks like it, CrowdStrike looks like it bounced real nice off that level right there, 450. So we'll just wait. You can go find the earnings, go look them up. I mean, they're quite clearly have been a winner over the last, as we just said, it's a double up or so from last July when we had those bottoms. So there it is, man. This is where I finally got involved. I hadn't been involved in it at all. Still own this and Palo Alto. I don't own any Zscaler or that ETF. But yeah, like the name, not selling it. If anything, looking to buy more. And I was thinking 430, you know, could be one of those levels. So, all right, that's it. Thank you so much to Sharif over there for doing that. So, all right. Just quickly, we're short the Nasdaq now, and the reason why I went short here is you could see this. So there we had a big whoosh down, right, in the middle of the day there at 1150. So there was that move down. That's probably I'm assuming it's that Apple Alibaba story. That sort of never really got back to the 50-period moving average, kept going down. Obviously, we're above that right now. So then I just saw the next biggest short sell was a rejection of that top. So for me, I thought, okay, let's see if we can play off of something like that. And maybe that was, I don't think it doesn't look like it was a huge blow off top, but it did get us back into this trade. So right now we're just short right here at 24s, but let's just wait to see if we could get a little bit lower. I think 74, I have an order. I think at 74.10 would make sense. The more I look at this thing, I'm actually at 74.02. Maybe we'll go a little bit higher. I'm not even sure we're going to get this, but we're trying to play it against these highs. It looks like the market wants to go again. I came in thinking short today.
Not like, Apple.
Apple would be the one. I mean, Apple's on here. Honestly, this is what pisses me off the most, because we have it written here as the trade to go short, and yet I'm short 2 other names. We should be short Apple.
What pissed me off about Apple the most, I was telling this, well, we were talking about this before. Like, there's you know, VWAP's a thing. We all have VWAP on our charts. Like, the early short, it worked out, and then it didn't work out, and then it came back to VWAP right in here, showed you weakness at VWAP, then gave you a short right as we're ending the morning show, which is, it's generally a time, it's like, you know, we finish our morning show, maybe you get up to go to the bathroom, like whatever you do. I find if a trade sets up right between 11 and 11:05, it's very unlikely to be like, oh, this is the time to get in. But that's exactly what happened. And then you could have been shorting the volume weighted average price right when that story came out. And sometimes you combine a good entry point with a good idea and a good strategy, and then the news just also helps you out and gives you a bigger move than you might have already had. And the continuation on Apple looks pretty good. As the market's going into the highs for the last few minutes here, this is a 15-minute of the Nasdaq. There you can see it at the highs. Apple's just dropped. Not a lot, but 40 cents. And it's more the fact that it is dropping to me. So the next pop back into this, call it 203 half level, I want to short Apple. Forget about VWAP for now, because since the news, it's been respecting 203 and a half. So I want to short pops in that. I'm going to show you I'll show you QBTS, and I'll show you why I'm going to show the black charts here. So whatever, like the chart I show you guys looks kind of mucked up. I'm like, why do you want the long here in QBTS? Well,
oh gosh,
I completely forgot about this one today, and it was a good continuation. But what I like about it here is yesterday's high, 1770. It broke out yesterday's high, and then just now on the dip, held in front of yesterday's high at 1775. So I want to pick it up in front of 80, give it to the local bottom. But as you can see, this chart's not really showing you. I had one entry around here at 80 before that I trailed out at 18. I'm going to try again into the long side. So it's just that in X. If we can get a pop on Apple, I know I want to short that. So relatively weak. We did get a question, Monster Truck Matt, great name.
Yep.
Monster Truck Matt, what's your favorite of all time? Because it was, what was the blue one?
I think the green one is the one.
No, but like when we were kids, Bigfoot?
Bigfoot, yeah.
Bigfoot that was blue, right?
Blue, yeah. The green one is something else.
I went to a show at the exhibition at the X, which is where the Jays used to play. Like when I was a kid in the 80s. I was a kid in the 80s. It's fine. But yeah, Bigfoot was the monster truck that was the one.
Gravedigger.
Gravedigger is another one. Those are fun. If you've ever been to one of those shows, like they were a lot of fun to watch.
Oh yeah.
But there's been a lot of questions about Palantir. it's come back really, really nicely into here. But it's right at, here I'll show you, hey, there's the line in the chart at 131. Why is there a line in the chart at 131? There you go.
Nobody knows.
Yesterday's bottom, it had a bottom wick at 131, so I just threw a line in the chart. I don't know why it didn't copy it over to my 15-minute. Usually it does. But it's right at a resistance spot on Palantir. So I'm not like eager to be long this at this price. If anything, I mean, Apple's way weaker. This is well above VWAP, but it's at a resistance spot. Like I almost should be shorting this into the high. Even on a trend break. How about this? Like if it breaks this little mini trend, like this little mini trend from the parabolic candle here at 2 o'clock when we came on, break of the trend line, stop at the prior bar high or the high of the day, whichever one it happens to be. Right now it would be the high of the day. If it closes underneath on the next candle, then it would be the prior bar high. But this looks like a short right here off the 131 level, at least to me. Anyway, so that's what I'll be looking for on Palantir. And good luck on that Mullen long. Just do it if you're long at 24.60. I can't bring myself to buy that stock up here. So the best I can do is not trade it because I'd be shorting Mullen and I'd be losing if I was shorting Mullen.
Yeah, talk about losing shorting. I mean, there goes another fail for me on CoreWeave. I mean, CoreWeave's gone now. I mean, we kept taking $1 hits on it, but eventually, oh, there it goes. It just flushed a little bit. I was going to say, we just got to 1.6, like, I don't know, man. Like, I'm trying, I would love to grab this on the way back. And I guess, eggs on eggs on eggs. Oh, man, this poor guy. 162 breaking right there could be it, man. A break of the 50 period, maybe for CoreWeave. That would be the only time that I think we need to deal with this. So that, you know, until then, man, let's just either go long or leave it. CoreWeave now up 10%, man. Oh, boy.
It's gone so far up that like, to me, there's like you pass a rationality point where...
I think I passed that a long time ago.
Yeah, well, to me, that actually happened somewhere around $120.
Like, what is even their EPS? Like
EPS?
Yeah.
We talking about EPS?
What, they're not making money yet?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, wow.
No, the problem with them was it was the revenue compared to their CapEx spend. Like, it was like $1 billion in revenue, which is nothing to sneeze at. I think the revenues are comparable to Palantir.
Billions,
But like their CapEx spend was like, their projected CapEx spend was 20 to 23 billion. And their revenue was 1 billion. And so sometimes fundamentals don't matter because I was like, I can't make too much sense of it. So I don't think I want to buy the stock. And well, you know, the rest is history because that's the greatest long ever. I'm joking. It really is.
No, it's not that far from that.
No, but it's been a crazy long. And it was more about how much they're spending to make that 1 billion. Like at what point, like where's the growth? The growth really has to start accelerating. But that's been true of a lot of companies for a long time. People said the same thing about Amazon, and I remember being a buyer of Amazon being like, I don't care. Some people said the same thing about Tesla. So, you know, sometimes you have to grit your teeth and buy something irrational.
I mean, Palantir's PE is still through the roof, and I mean,
yeah, Palantir's a great example
that's
too.
at all-time highs. So.
But here's the difference, though. And we had this conversation. I can grasp the addressable market for Palantir because I can look at. It's very easy to see how much money gets spent on defense, and it's very easy to see like the growth in AI. But when you're just like this offshoot of like NVIDIA, and it's like, okay, well, selling the older versions or releasing out the older versions, like how much growth can there possibly be? It's harder for me to peg down the addressable market for CoreWeave. It just means I don't get it, which I'm fine with, man.
Yeah, we don't need to.
But like if I don't get something, then fine, I just don't invest in it, and I can lose because I don't understand it, and I'd rather do that than buy something I don't understand or short something I don't get either. All right, the second I get into Palantir, it decides to go a little bit higher. But it did close on the trend, breaking the trend line, I should say. And then the prior bar high ends up being the high of the day, which is it's not the high of the day. I shouldn't say high of the day, because the high of the day is like 133. The prior bar high here is 131.09 or 8. I'll put a couple shekels above that.
All right, I'm still in this trade here with the futures. I mean, I was thinking that this could be something coming. Remember this. Oh, Brendan's off all next week. Okay, Brendan. Good job on that one.
Where's he going?
Don't worry where he's going. No, I don't know. He's going away from here. That's for sure. All right. Not yet, right? Okay, we'll do that in a couple seconds. I just opened up the calendar and I noticed that I got to book some more time off myself here. You have another week coming, I think.
Oh, we have our camping trip.
Oh yeah, I just saw at the end.
Yeah.
And then you're probably.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like I have like the one-off day, but those get used up like the one-offs.
I have a bunch of one-offs coming.
I don't want to do that in December like we always do because it just.
I don't think you'll probably be out of time. You've taken you always go March break to the.
Yeah, we do March break, camping, and then one other family trip.
Yeah, then
those
something
three.
else. And then you just went to Budapest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I love camping.
Yeah, I'm not here Friday. I'll take a couple of days off. We're going to Boston for hockey in July as well. July 17th or whatever.
Oh, you got to take G. Well, I mean, you go.
There's no Red Sox games already.
Okay, never mind. I was gonna you got to take G to Fenway, but.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways,
I'd like to do that. Maybe we'll go on a tour of Fenway. I've been to Fenway, seen a couple of games there. I saw the Jays there a couple of times. That was a great experience, that's for sure.
Fenway and Comiskey, not Comiskey, Wrigley.
Wrigley, yeah. Oh, I like to go. I've never been to Wrigley. I've been to old Yankee Stadium and new Yankee Stadium.
Your old Yankee Stadium, I should have, as a baseball fan,
Yeah.
It's disgraceful that I've never been, to be honest with you.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but you did. Yeah, no.
It's true.
It's fine.
Dead true, man.
It's fine. Yeah, no. I mean, to see imagine all the greats that have played there. Obviously, we don't have to imagine it. We know. Okay. Yeah, I'm out this Friday, love to trade, so I'll be back on Monday, God willing. All right, if you want a prop firm that's transparent, fair, and actually wants you to succeed, listen up. Prop XP gives you 1 to 200 leverage, one of the highest out there, at no high watermark. There's also fast payouts, real support, and a team that's on your side. That's why they're rated 4.6 on Trustpilot and climbing. Guys, use code TraderTV, one word, TraderTV. Listen to this deal. To get 50% off your challenge right now, scan that QR code or click the link in our description box of YouTube and start trading smarter with Prop XP. Pass the challenge, get funded. It really is that simple. Thank you to Prop XP for that. And there it is right there, 50% off. Make sure you do scan there as we go over there now. The protein crew over there on the.
Took no time to finish that like extra egg.
Yeah, that looked disgusting.
Whatever. There's only so I don't know
I can't have 5 egg patties like he just.
Oh, but it was also the sausage. There's a lot of protein in that sandwich you just had. Palantir is trying to come back.
I'm gonna go get a coffee. You want something?
I was gonna get myself a tea, but
you go after. I'll go get.
You go. Yeah, go ahead. Because I don't even know which one I want. I'm gonna get there in a quick little second. Just come back to the market very quickly here. Shan, I see you, and we'll talk about Berkby. I think a couple of times people have asked about Berkby. Not something we usually day trade, Berkshire, but certainly something worthwhile. So there's a trend break on Palantir. First bid, first resistance, or support, I should say, at the 130.5, and then we'll see where it can go from there. Nvidia is trying to drop. I want to cover the things that are moving. That's the first hammer. This hammer candle's not right in CoreWeave. Where'd my trend line go? There it goes. I mean, that's good enough. It essentially, this isn't perfectly drawn, but you always try to connect as many points as you can. You get the idea. From the bottom, like this bottom at 1240, look what it did. CoreWeave just bounced right at the trend line and continues to go higher. So I want to see it close underneath that trend line. Until that happens, I want to stay away from it. I did get into QBTS on the dip. Remember, this chart's going to be a bit jacked up. This is what the black chart looks like. I'm giving into this prior low underneath 1770. It worked last time, so I'm going to take another shot at it here. And now I can talk about good old Berkshire Hathaway. And the thing about Berk, oops, I just typed the Blue Ocean. Shout out to the Blue Ocean aftermarket. There are a lot of traders that do very, very well on this market here at Real Trading. But there we go, on the New York. It's not a day trading stock. A lot of people will look at, and people have looked at, it's a liquidity thing, have looked at this as like a flight to safety type thing. And I always say, if you like a stock, then in a general sense, if you're a buyer of the stock, you're a buyer at the 200 period in the long term. That's something that's true for me. I don't own any, actually I shouldn't say that. It's probably a stock that I have a small amount of at some point that I just never got rid of. I'd have to double check. I don't even think I do anymore. I probably got out of it. But it's a 200 period moving average on the daily that has been respected so well. So as it drops, this is where I think you're looking for a bounce, and I wouldn't be looking for a bounce anywhere else. And one of the things you look for in an indicator is, does the stock respect the indicator that you want to pay attention to? Right? Like, we short things at VWAP when they respect VWAP. You go long things on a moving average because it's shown you that it respects the moving average. And Berkshire is literally riding the 200-period moving average as far back as I can show you this chart. So, like, I mean, I don't know why it's not going back any further. I guess if I do, whatever. It doesn't matter. You guys get the idea. So let it get into 480 and bounce there. I think that's what you should be looking for on Berkshire. Ultimately, when you're in the long term, it doesn't matter too much if you're holding it for a long period of time. All right, give me the 50s here on Palantir, and then it bounces off 60, of course. Right? I'm going to move the bid a little bit higher. See if Palantir is going to finally drop. U.S. Steel's doing U.S. Steel things, but I don't think it has any more. Yeah, it doesn't have the juice like before. Like, usually when it was popping, it was either dropping right away to VWAP or just absolutely dropping a little bit faster. It's already catching a bit in front of the volume weighted average price, which means take more out because it's also 3 o'clock. And we're close to 3 o'clock, so we're running out of time. Can't be holding this overnight or anything like that, so you want to be getting out where you can and taking what the market gives you.
Yeah, we just had a bad experience there on the TQs because we're bidding 02s. It came down to 03s there. And then I came back and I was like, okay, well, at least I got to take 06s. We were bidding 02s for like a decent chunk of this trade. Too bad, so sad. Love, dad. We'll wait to see if we get something else going on that one. I'm still waiting for CoreWeave to break 62s. Now it's at 63s. Right there. Maybe we should change this. I feel like I liked 62 better because of this shelf right there. So I was thinking about that as a break on CoreWeave on the 1 minute chart there. But I mean, 160. You know what I mean? If we break, if this trade's going to work, then we got it. We got it. You know, I got to get it back into the 58 or something like that, back into this area. So really, wherever I short doesn't matter too much. So I'm going to still stick with. Well, I mean, every price matters, but I'm still going to stick with this 162. I have it crossing down to 161.75 there. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, we'll wait. Well, we don't have a choice. We're gonna wait. I'm not gonna short it. I mean, maybe we could short a little bit once that breaks 163.50, and then we'll do the rest at 162. Maybe. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What's up, Smokey Love? Yeah, I don't want to be forcing something. So that's the thing. Like the TQQ trade, I'm very, very happy with. I'm happy with shorting this. We talked about sort of, we got a good volume candle right there. Unfortunately, we were not, see that big volume right there on the Nasdaq, we should have been part of that and we missed it by half a cent. You know, so that kind of sucks to not have that bottom, and it was a decent spot out. It was 25% of what I had. And then I just came back and punched out of like 5% right there because I still thought we could get it. I didn't want to go 25% twice because then I'm out of 50%. Then if the move really happens, it's like, oh man, like I just got so excited, I punched out. So we're waiting. CBS News. Something about moving Greenland around. I don't know what's going on. Did the U.S. finally take over Greenland? Or
not yet.
I don't know. It's not happening yet. Okay. So we'll wait to hear on that one. That was something in our ear about that. They're going to put Greenland. The Northern Command is in charge of defending U.S. land. I think I just heard in my ear, and then now they're going to be applying that to Greenland. I guess so. They're going to. I guess getting close there. I don't know. Oh, Denmark says they'll fight us for Greenland. Okay. Denmark v. the United States. That should work out well for Denmark.
Hey, man.
Okay, what's that?
I've read up on David versus Goliath. It seemed to work out pretty well for David.
Well, first of all, I don't want, I don't want to say that's not real life or anything like that, but let's just wait to see what winds up happening here.
It's a great story, by the way.
It's a good story, and I do always want to cheer for the underdog.
No.
So we are living here in Canada trying to deal with the United States as well. So I do get it, and we'll wait to see what winds up happening with Greenland, of course.
No, obviously.
Yeah. I was just reporting what
and the other thing, too, is like, I wouldn't joke about it if I thought there would be real military conflict over Greenland. I don't think there would. Oh,
I don't think Denmark would. I just read something in the chat.
No, it's because, like, look, of course, what are you going to say? Like, that's what each side, that's what Denmark's going to say, but Does anybody really think there will be an actual military conflict over Greenland? No. I don't think that's going to happen. And if I seriously did, there's no chance we joke. But it's kind of like the 51st state stuff. That's not happening. Let's be real. It will not. Let's go to, I believe, to Adara.
We're going to talk here about CRML because it actually moved off of this news. This is called Critical Minerals, or Critical Metals, sorry, I believe. Critical Metals Corp is the name of the company. Basically here, again, just to recap this story, because it seems like it's moving on this story. Trump administration, according to CBS, apparently planning to move Greenland from the purview of the U.S. European Command to the U.S. Northern Command. Not sure the implications of this. I need to look more into that. But either way, CRML seems to be enjoying that story. Before we send you back to the guys, we're going to take a moment to thank our friends at VinFast, because VinFast shone at the Indonesia Auto Show. They stole the spotlight at the 2025 Indonesia International Motor Show in Surabaya, grabbing 4 major awards. The VF3 was named the best EV city car with 89% of over 50,000 public votes. They beat out Chinese and Japanese rivals, and it was also the most test-driven car at the event. The VF6 picked up favorite new car launch, praised for its sleek design and smart tech, so VinFast's buzz is growing pretty fast in Indonesia, Southeast Asia's largest and fastest growing EV market. Back to you.
Shout out to the,
I think it looks nice. I think it looks nice, the VF5 there.
There we go.
Okay, thanks, VinFast.
No, but like, it's even pointed out in the chat. Denmark is a NATO.
Oh, and now we're going on that? Yeah. I think Adara's right about all the rare earth metals, UAMY, I think UAMY. They were a sponsor one time on our show, I think. $2.70. You know, if you're looking for anything here, you know, I know I've recommended Marvell, Big Bear Eye, and things like that, but UAMY, just because of all the talk here, you know, you could get these things going at any day. This is probably, oh no, I don't want the news feed for this. I want the details for it. UAMY, I just want to see what the short float is. Oh, it's only 7%, so it's not huge. Float of 115 million shares. So it's not, it may not get going the way we want it to, but 7% short, again, it's just one source there, but UAMY, another one there, CRML, the one that Adara had just brought to our
MP is closing the 50 period.
Well, MP is a good one too.
Yeah, it's just very quickly here before I go back to the trading. MP is closing above the 50 period moving average today, barring something crazy, up 9% today. I believe it was up something similar yesterday, close to double digits, but not double digits. This one's a good one, I think for sure. And I don't know off the top of my head what the short float is, but there goes. I had one long on QBTS off this level before, trailed that at 18, went for the long again. It just broke that prior bar, so I'm out of it. It broke the trend and is now losing the prior day high. So I'm not going to fight this one. You know, we'll look for, it's an Apple short. That's the one trade that we're not in that I would like to be in. And I keep thinking we're going to get some kind of a pop back into 203.5, and it's just not really moving. So let us know what you guys are watching right now. If there's anything out there, I see H pattern on the SPY. CoreWeave bounced off the 423 exactly. Short it?
What does 423 mean?
423. Explain what you mean by that.
Is that a Fibonacci thing?
Oh, yeah, you could be talking about Fibonacci.
It can't be Fibonacci. Fibonacci's. Okay, so I'm gonna check in on
that one always kills me.
I like Weeble here too. Yo, thank you so much, Nimrod, right there in the chat. We want to give a big thank you for that. 10 memberships right there. Each membership $5. Boom. Thank you so much for that. Become a member. Try to grab that immediately. It hits your YouTube account automatically. There's nothing you can actually do to get that. It's something about being set up there in YouTube.
There's the trend break.
All right. Oh, I don't need that gas savings thing. It was funny because we just got CAA, and I remember Ramin was like, you get the 3 cents off of gas.
Yeah, well, yeah.
There.
Oh, you did get the membership? You don't need it now.
Yeah. Well, I still have the other car. I have the Atlas, which still.
Oh, yeah, of course.
It's not a gas guzzler.
Yeah.
You know, but it uses gas.
Because it's still a family car, right? Like.
Yeah, we need it. Although in the back of the car, I put in like.
Can you get all
different? Yeah, I got 2 bags of gear. I got the girl's rep bag. I got her hockey bag in there. Some tees.
You can fit the team baseball gear.
Yeah.
And your daughter's personal gear, and still have the hockey equipment in the back, all 3 at the same time?
Yeah.
That's a good trunk space, man. And especially,
it's good trunk space.
That's legit. Because to me, like, you always have to have, like, you gotta have the Atlas, or you gotta have the SUV or something like that. Because I promise you right now, I'm not getting that in the Audi. If I have more than Like if I had the team bag,
the hockey bags are huge.
Hockey bags are huge. There's no way if I had the team baseball bag and then tried to put a hockey bag in the back, but
I can go show. I think it's probably in the trunk right now, actually. Yeah. All right, and then I have my own little bag.
As a parent, that matters. That's a big deal. Trunk space is not a joke.
Yeah, everybody
give a damn about that trunk space. Oh, really?
Very, very key.
Yeah. So
we just missed it again. Just get a truck. Yeah, I should just get that F-150.
Yeah, but you got the Atlas.
Yeah, the Atlas is good, man. We like that car.
CoreWeave just broke the trend line and it instantly dropped $2.
What?
Instantly. So there's the trend line. So here's the close under the trend. Then break the 164.
Ooh,
I
but
left
did
the
not
order.
put me in, thank God.
My order is at 163.88, which is probably why I didn't get it on that breakdown there. But I'm going to leave it in, see if I get swept up. My stop is at this prior bar high close here. But let's see if we get picked back up. It's finally broken the trend line, so this could be the chance. The other thing that just happened is Palantir coming right back up for another test of 131. So it got down to 130.5 and now retesting 131. I didn't short it until it showed a couple of topping tails, like showed me the other side of the V. If it does that again, I'll reload pretty much hopefully at the same price, and maybe we'll go for the $0.50 one more time. It's in the power hour now, and the market's off the highs. Well, I'm just going to get out of steel this time. I said US Steel was bouncing off VWAP. It bounced off VWAP. I didn't get the fill. I'm not reloading this fifth time. Cancel those bids. The next time it comes to the mid-60s, I'm just going to get flat and get out of this trade altogether.
All right. I'm, again, everything's fine, but like we just, again, like this went down to 174.10s again and didn't fill again. So I don't know, man. I don't really want to reload this. I feel like these futures are just too doing stuff right now, and the volume's not there. I'm bidding 10s. Hopefully we get that. Then I'm bidding 01s. I did take just a small little nibble here, 15 shares. I don't care. I know we don't talk about share side, but whatever. For me, this is nothing. Neil probably won't say, but I'm going to try to take that. Then I'm going to try to get in to some more there at 164, see where that goes. And then just wait to see about that break. We did have 62s there, right? Remember? I was like, if we break 62, we want to get in. 162. So we went down as low as 162.20s right there and didn't get it. So we're going to try to put on, all right, there it is. So another part right here at the 50-period moving average. So we're into that. I think Neil just got in and out of CoreWeave right there, so he could talk about that when he comes back. But we're going to wait right there. 165.50, 166. We're in so light right now that I'm actually going to wait for this and see if we do get, like, we're now into the power hour. We'll see if we can get flushed on this right now. So we're going to wait. I understand that we're down on this. I'm really chill. It's not a big piece of the pie right now, so we're going to wait to see if we can get that 165.50 area or something, and then wait to see about a break. That break high is 166.60 for the high of the day. So I'm really lucky that we did not get involved there at 162 break, because that would have been no good right into there. But it looks like we just got as high as 165.50. That would be a decent spot. So let me take another little small piece there. If we can average up, like now I have 30 shares of this with an average price $1 away. So it's still not a huge hit. Like I'm really looking for, I'm not trying to scalp this thing out. I'm looking for it to fall at the end of the day. Get back into the 200 period moving average. Now that we're we were underneath the 50 period, that to me, like we haven't been anywhere near there since 1 o'clock, the 50 period moving average. Like we bounced off, I mean, I shouldn't say anywhere near, we bounced off there, but that break was actually pretty significant, right? I mean, you know, we were hovering underneath it here. We broke a little higher, but we started to go down below there, right there. So I think you got in and out of CoreWeave really quick there. Popped through 164, and then now it's up to 165.50, so get out. But there it is right there, 165.50. We're gonna wait to see if we get a little bit more there. I'm sitting at 165.50. And then we'll put on a decent size, and then we'll see if it can still. I still don't mind this break, though, by the way, of 162. Hopefully we have a decent position on when that does happen. So, all right, that's what we're doing. Yeah, what's up, Zion Lala? I know, I know. It doesn't make, it's not a huge, it's kind of, you know, we got really excited because the other day we saw Micron just keep on going, and then finally when it turned, it gave us a really great trade, and we're being patient on it. All of these outs are all cuts that are hurting. You know, they're not great outs. I mean, sorry, they're not good trades, but they are good outs. They're just, there's like $1 hits everywhere here, but they add up. You take $5 hits, the same as taking a $5 winner, right? But ultimately, I'm looking, I mean, Obi was on here the other day saying like, you know, if you only win 20 to 30% of the time, that can be good enough depending on, you know, how big the wins are via the losers and things like that. So obviously, I'm trying to do that right now with CoreWeave. I'm not trying to outsmart it or anything. It's just every single time it pops up, trying to grab shorts at decent levels, and it's just keeps on going higher. And it is, I am being stubborn with it. Like I'm fighting the fact, like, why is this thing up 10% day after day after day after day? At some point it will crack lower. Somebody's gonna come in and short this thing. I mean, the daily, or at least try. The daily, we are just at $60. This is $63 May 19th. It's June 4th. So basically in 12 trading days, we tripled almost in value. So I'm trying to look short, thinking that that's the right thing to do. It may not be. May not be. So it hasn't been so far today, and we're red. It's actually my biggest red stock today is CoreWeave. So yeah, we'll wait to see. Hopefully we have it here, and it will retrace back in. I don't know that to be the case, but if it does, I'm here, and hopefully the market will reciprocate and we'll get to go a little lower.
What I can also promise you is the 6.5% short float that it has, that number is much higher right now.
I don't know if I want it to be that high though, because then the shorts might get blown out.
Yeah, well, I think that's part of the equation, because these are generally speaking. So I have my, like I said, I have my stop at the prior bar high, so I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit better. There we go on the 3 minute. Well, it was at the prior bar high. I left the order in. Ideally, you want to get that entry as it's breaking down through 64, which I didn't. But it comes back in, give it to the prior bar high. It was a tight stop. There was almost no slippage. But that 6.5% shortfall, if it's a month old, then where was this at the beginning of May, right? Like it was $41. So if 6.5% represented the short float at this point in time, what do we think it is now, right? Like and again, I'm not saying I know what that number is, but I can pretty much guarantee you it ain't 6.5%. So like there is some blow up happening, but when you look at like mean reversion trades, like the way I see it, like I will take multiple shots at an entry like that to try to get the one that goes to VWAP, because VWAP is $7 away on CoreWeave. $7. That being said, Apple's going into our zone. So Apple, which is actually weak, one of the few, I mean, it's red on the day into a market that is green, right? Like how many charts look like this are the names that we usually look at? Well, Apple's the one that stands out. There was its biggest green candle since, I don't know, like 1 o'clock 1 o'clock. And it's the beginning of power hour. If this is the only pop-up that we're going to get, then this is what the short is going to be. And it's into the quarter instead of the 50. I'm going to play into the quarter level here on Apple. Early on, it ended up being a good short, but only because we got out of it like right away.
Again?
Initially. So I'm going to get into Apple here, give it to the quarter instead of the $0.50, as it looks like this stock still can't seem to ride high.
I just punched out a little bit. I just punched out a little bit there out of the TQs because it's not giving me my prices. But there it is. We just got a 10 right there. So, oh yeah, we like that fill right there on the TQs. Bring it down. Let's see how far we can go. What's up, A?
Here, AT&T dropping here to the downside. Basically, we have a HackRead, I guess this is a hacking-related publication, reporting that apparently hackers have leaked 86 million AT&T records with decrypted SSNs. So massive hack here, reportedly on watch for T. This one gets a drop through in today's lows. Back to you.
All right. We did get a good trade. I'm going to take out something here. We just had $1. See, this is the problem on CoreWeave. It's like every single one of these trades has pretty much been $1 plus in the money. You know, we had $10 earlier on CoreWeave, right? But I'm not taking them because of what we talked about. Like, I think there's a huge downside play coming at some point. Like to be able to hold, like we didn't even get out of it all, and we took $10 right here on CoreWeave. Like, this is the thing, but like you guys are asking if I'm positive or negative on it, and that's why I'm being honest with you, being down on it, because all of these hits are good amounts of shares, but they're $1 at a time, $1.50 hits. Like, they're adding up. So I need to try to grab something here for even lower. So let's wait to see if CoreWeave wants to be something special here and get back in. I'm bidding 162.50. Actually, I'm going to change my shares. I'm going to bid less than I was bidding right there at 162.50, just in case. I want to cover some because we last bounced at 162, right? So maybe we can get a bounce now again off of that level, but let's just wait to see how low can we go right now on CoreWeave. I do want to add a little bit to it if it does break through 162. So that will be another adding spot for me. But again, it's a good trade so far for me. And yeah, pretty happy with the reload. I'm going to get another piece out right now, just small, getting out small, like a couple shares at a time, right? Let's wait to see. Looking for a bigger move. All right, CRML still going. We just talked about that as well. So that was a name that Adara had brought to us. So if you're looking for that, there's the rise up. Adara brought the story. There's it making a move down. So now it's coming back down a little bit on that story. It was brought to you by CBS, right? So maybe there's, I don't know, more. If it was a Fox News story, maybe a little bit different. But they're okay. I'm not going to worry about it. It's not doing too much volume right now. But look at the volume spike on that news. So that's why, you know, make sure you hit the like and the subscribe, because these news stories, you know, you want to be here watching our stream every single day, because you'll be able to hear different plays. You may own some of these stocks. Yeah, you might. You never know what you're going to figure out here with Trader TV Live. But the one thing I'm figuring out is the TQs does not want to go down. We've got a bunch more fills though. So a bunch more out there. We actually get the 10s, and then we get the 06s. We still did not get our 02s right there. I'm being stubborn and still waiting for that. So hopefully that will come in, and then we'll work off of that. So right now, yeah, just trying to hold some of these shorts. If there's any other names, I tried to look at SMR. It's not really moving on there. Thoughts on adding 4K cameras for the Reno? We already have. I mean,
cameras are
we have multiple 4K cameras. If not, like, we have pretty much, as far as I know, some of the best, you know, film and shooting and cameras and all that equipment around here already. So wait till you see some of the things that are coming.
You guys,
it's
you'll be impressed.
Pretty unbelievable. You know, and we want to thank everybody for continuously to watch us and helping us get funded by YouTube. You know, watch those ads, make sure that they're coming through, because we're going to build something pretty special here, where we already feel like, and I think that, you know, one of the best, if not the best, I think the best right now anyways, and there's no one else near us.
The only.
Yeah, trading show out there. So we're just trying to solidify that, right? We're going to keep getting bigger and better.
There's one of them. Unfortunately, you can't actually blow stuff up. Like you have to do like proper.
I told you, this is like Ramin's little thing there. It's trying to let us know you mess with her, you get blown up.
Well,
there's
you
the
know,
one where you disintegrate as well.
Messing around.
There you can see all the renovations. We actually, the windows got blown out. Those are
little like panels there, just to block off the wall.
We do have a problem because we're in the basement of a condo. Well, not the basement, the bottom floor of a condo, and all the pipes, you can see them above us. So we're having some issues there with removing them and whatnot.
It'll happen.
Yeah,
but this entire floor is, there's a new desk as well.
We've got everything.
Air Trader, you guys selling old monitors? I don't know. I don't
think so.
I don't think so. Not that I'm
if we do,
aware
it
of.
might be a huge garage sale. There's lots of traders interested in that. So
yeah.
Where are you located anyways, Erie Pages? I think he's definitely Canadian. All right, so let's go over, I mean, AT&T, I mean, we got that story. There's the move down. So, yeah, apparently there's social security numbers that have been leaked as well there. So AT&T right there. I remember Target got breached one time. I mean, a lot of these different companies suffering from that, right? So, there we go. Trying to get a move down in CoreWeave. But there goes AT&T right back into the 50 period. I would sort of hold off. I always feel like now that story's there. Adair brought a couple minutes ago. So that would have been maybe, you know, when to play some of that breaking short. But, you know, you could still get to the downside. I don't really know. Like, let's just say you're a customer of AT&T and you just hear that they just got hacked, okay? Do you cancel your subscription or whatever it is with AT&T? I'm thinking a lot of people probably don't.
To me, it'd be like anybody that was, if you're already going
already
to,
happened, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, or if you're waiting on a decision at a certain point and then
I guess that could be
maybe you do.
Point.
So it can't, like, it's not a good thing, but
I don't know.
I don't know. Like, it's obviously bad. The question becomes, like, how do you put a monetary number on how bad that is? When was the last time we saw a security breach or hack that wasn't a good buying opportunity in the short run? Like, if you just bought the dip, like, the next day, it just feel like so many times when you look at a trade, it's the other thing. But I prefer that. That's one thing to say it on CrowdStrike and another thing to say it on AT&T.
Oh, yeah.
Because my whole thing is this. It's like, do you like the stock already? That's always a prerequisite. If I'm gonna buy it on a dip on bad news, I have to already like it. If not, then why? Like, why do it?
I put the wrong price.
So I just gotta reload. First of all, I said I would get out of. I wouldn't reload X this time, And you'll probably see, look, realistically, you'll probably see me in this every single day until it stops doing this, showing resistance up here. But the second it broke the top, I'm like, yeah, it's holding VWAP this time. I'm just going to get out. Can't hold it overnight. It's probably a good level tomorrow too. But the initial trade, which is you want to get the first reversion, like this should have been the biggest trade, and it wasn't. But that's fine. Like I'm going to get this stock every single day because it's going to close in 1 month. And I just got into Apple.
$2.
And Apple still underneath that 203.5 level. This has been a good one so far today. We're able to get away with it. It's only shorted a couple times. We're back into it here. And Palantir, again, that'll be like another reload. But this is working off the 131 level. It's holding it pretty cleanly. Looking to see if we can't pull back into that, just underneath that 130. So far, so good this afternoon. Been a profitable one. And we'll see if it can continue.
Yeah, we just took $2 there, $2 plus on CoreWeave. We got some 162.50s there. I'm out of a quarter of the trade. I feel pretty good about being out of a quarter of it. I mean, I would rather us get a little bit lower, obviously, as we're still looking to add to this position on a 162 break. So that's what's happening there. I put a bid, I thought I put a bid at 15s, but instead I put it at the wrong price, so we got out. Actually, no, everything's fine. Actually, I did not. I just got filled right now. Okay. Oh, I see what happened. I canceled. Oh, I see what happened. I canceled my O2. I thought I put out a fill because I was wondering I got something in my blotter. It was like all of a sudden it just bounced. I canceled my O2 fill. Okay, so we just get another fill right here at 15. We did not get that 19 fill like I thought we did. That fill was from before. All right, so right there. So we just get the 15, so that's good. All right, here we go. We are now into more shares of CoreWeave. We actually crossed down. We get 161.87s there. So now let's wait to see, you know, how low can we go? We're playing Limbo, yeah, good one there. Limbo right now with my knees, we're not playing that, but we'll see what's going on right now. 161 and change now. We'll bid something 161 flat, and then maybe this push will happen for us. Again, we wanted to get the 162 break. It might just be a little bit early on that, but we're already in from up here. So this right now is a $4 winner from the top, but we do have, there we go. Yes, there we go, Neil. All right, right there. We just gave this to you, so it's a good one. We're going to get some more shares out. We actually have much bigger position, obviously, right now than we had in the past because we added to it. So there it goes. Let's go. Finally, man, are we going to get excited now as CoreWeave coming right back in right now? So here we go. Let's see if we can get this. I'll bid some more in front of 160, and then maybe, just maybe, this is that move for us. But all right, I'm getting nervous already. I'm going to punch some more out at 60. Oh, I just made the 61 level. That's not good. All right, so let's go. We'll see if we can get that. I'm at 61.04, bouncing off me. That's Nasdaq. There it goes through. So there's a good fill for us on CoreWeave, man. Our average price right now is showing 163.28, but we are at 164 and change. So right now, nice downside push. And there it is, adding to the position right there. So we added it at 161 and change. We got some 161s. We got some 160.50s. So now we need to get a 160 flat and then break. So that would be it. The 200 period is a great level. We talked about that 158 and change. I actually have a bid right now at 158.50. So if we do get crushed to the downside, that'll be a place to look. But yeah, so far so good here. As Neil mentioned in the afternoon, we've done good so far. Let's just wait to see if it does continue for us down to the downside. 158. I'll put a 158.05 area. See if we can get that, and we'll just layer some more bids. We'll get something out at 160 flat. Going back over here, obviously we have way more shares in the TQQs. But as I said, man, I mean, we always talk about, you know, trading what the best setups, and sometimes those are hard to find. So it's taken a minute for me to find this CoreWeave trade. Let's just see if it happens for us. And then we're just trying to cover some more because the Nasdaq looks relatively flat. We got out. We thought breaking through the 200 period would give us something, but every time we go down, it gets bought up. So this market still remains real strong.
Yeah, I just saw the same thing happen over here in Palantir. I just jumped out of it. Like it sniffs, it sees the even dollar, and it just instantly bounces off it. Like it sees 31 and takes, on the 3-minute candle, you get like 3 bars to get down there. And then the second it sniffs the even dollar, you bounce right back up. I also saw the Nasdaq do that. Same thing, bounce off the same levels, 21, call it like 21,780 or something like that. So I jumped out of that one. I never got my other fill into Apple. So actually either one. I had both my orders still in here trying to pick up Apple. I wanted it into the quarters. I got 6s. I was trying to get an average price at 12, but we didn't get any of the ads. I think obviously you can see where the support is on Apple at 202.60. That's where I want to jump out of it. But yeah, Palantir bounced off that 130. I'm going to get out of that trade. And rinse and repeat it one more time. It's 320. To me, that gives you one more shot that if it plays this range again, I'll short the next available pop. So 131 on Palantir ended up holding up as a level, at least for now. Mullins halted, but then Mullins halted multiple times. It's not the first time. This is like the 4th down halt today. Shit, no, I'm wrong about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know, whatever. Half a dozen down halts. So it does this time and time again. It's still inside the range of the afternoon. It has yet to break higher, well above 25. It has yet to lose $20. So if you want to play that range, go for it. I'm staying away from Mullen, like I said.
I'm not even mad. CoreWeave, I'm not even mad at CoreWeave. I'm mad at the TQs. I'm mad at the futures. They're not doing anything. We just were trying to go down right there. I was bidding 10s again. We got into 12s there, and then we just were in the same candle, boom, right there back to the upside. So I'm going to take a 19 fill now. I'm also waiting at 16. Forget about it. And then I'm canceling my 12s, and then we're going to wait for our O2s, and we're not even going to watch it. So, okay, what else is moving around? We can check that CRML again one more time. Critical metals, not doing anything. That's on the Denmark Greenland news. We also had AT&T with that recent break, that outage, that hack. Right there for AT&T. And I mean, it's still going lower, man. I mean, I don't know. You know, I'm sitting here trading these other names when AT&T actually has a negative catalyst to it right there, and AT&T goes downside. So thanks to Dara for that news, and as I'm sure many people are thankful for it, because if that's something that you don't trust anymore, AT&T kind of is at a breaking spot anyways. You're now down below the 50-period moving average. If you're nervous about your long-term holdings or anything like that, AT&T has had a crazy run. And this is not typical for this kind of a stock, right? Communications name. So we'll have to wait. Communications had a great year in 2024 and again here in 2025. And most of that is led by the AT&T. You see Verizon's chart. They're all kind of, I mean, AT&T is good. And then T-Mobile. T-Mobile is good too. 2860 right there, the high for you. Like, so if you got 2860 there back on tariff day, that was the high. And then we obviously dropped down as all those tariffs are announced. Every single stock has this candle that day. But you're not even that far away right now. So even to sell right here at 27.50, you're only $1 away, $1.50, let's call it, away from the high. I think you're doing pretty good by selling into that kind of a move. So that's that. All right, well, guess what's just happened again? We're pretty, I mean, by my frustrations, you probably could guess, but there it is again. So we did actually pretty good. We actually got out of half of the position that we had. Now it's going to show me into the loser because we had punched short right there. But those were some good covers down there, 160. It just didn't take 160. I still think we have a chance to do that. Now I'm wondering about just being a little smarter about everything and maybe just stopping out right here. Like if we can maybe take out 165 again, like right now my stop on this name was, because we had put it right there, was going to be up here, but now that we've punched in here, it doesn't really make much sense to take a $4 hit all the way back there to the upside. So maybe this 50-period moving average or so on CoreWeave, 164.50. I just don't want to get really like wicked out of it, but that would make sense to me. Let's go to 160. Yeah, I mean, let's see if it wants to break 165. Let's put our stop there. It's not that much different than 166.50, so I don't know. But yeah, not giving me great feels right now, CoreWeave, as we bounced off of 160. So that's it right there. Add more. Yeah, I don't have a massive position right now, Nate. Well, a massive position, like I said, is in the eye of the beholder. In my account, no, this is not massive, right? But for now, I think I'm just going to hold on to it just to see where it goes. And maybe not add, but yeah, it is something interesting.
Day traders don't hold overnight.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, we have to be flat at 415. So whatever happens there tonight to CoreWeave.
Which is one of those, I know there's a lot of...
Blue Ocean is so good.
Well, I agree with Blue Ocean. You know what, actually, I don't know? This is a good question. I just thought of that now. In real trading, shorting on Blue Ocean. Like, do we have the same ability for locates? Because my guess would be if it's less of a liquid market,
probably on certain names.
Yeah. You might not have locates here at Real Trading. I know who to ask for that. There's someone I know that trades here at Real Trading. It's just my personal curiosity because the overnight markets have gotten really big, especially. I mean, everyone's got it. I mean, we've got OTC Moon. We'll have Jeff on and see how that's going with him the next time. But Blue Ocean, I'm telling you, like whether it's post earnings, or maybe it could be overnight trade news, something happens over in Asia. Like some of the bigger stocks really have good volume, and people are taking advantage of it at real trading. But I am curious, when you're trying to short something which is not easy to borrow traditionally here for us. My guess is that you probably are paying an exorbitant amount because it's the aftermarket and the risk is even higher. But I did get back into Apple. It does not break that quarter, so it kind of ticked it, but now we're headed a little bit higher. So we got in, didn't get any bids down here at the 80s, but that's still where I'm lying. But I don't want this getting past the quarter too far. I'm in at 9s, it's about 15 pennies worth of risk. The range on this for the last hour is 40. So really, getting the range is only like 2 to 1, and that's not going that far. So as far as I'm concerned, like I'm not going to give this all the way into like 60s or all the way into VWAP. I'm giving it to the quarter and not any further than that. Palantir might even be giving a reload that we'll decide when it gets there if we still want it. 131 is held twice. But what I don't usually like about it is when the biggest move happens, like it goes small move, it gives you 50 cents and it gives you about $1 move, and then it retraces all the way back to the same resistance level. Usually if it's going lower lows, you want it to be lower highs to be trending down as well. So that gives me a little bit of pause for concern there in Palantir. But it still works. So if it gets up there again, I'll probably take a shot at it. We'll see what happens. But the market's been buying all these dips. I saw someone saying Google relative strength. That's why we looked at Apple. Because look at Alphabet, right? Almost at the high of the day, maybe checking up a little bit. Amazon, you pull up Amazon. It's maybe not at the high of the day, but it's close enough to the high of the day. You can look at Meta, pretty much same thing, almost at the high of the day. Well, what's distinctly different about all those Mag 7 names? Don't include Tesla, obviously. And Apple, like Apple just relatively weak. That's why I'm trying to get the short on it, but it's not really moving all that much either.
So I've been trading with Real Trading for 23 and change years. These are the top. Here goes scanning the top. This is Trader Information Portal. So this is something that we can check out. And then, the manual to the PProAPE software that we have right here, top 10 traders, research calendars, LMS, which is our learning module as well, any market guides. So if you're uncertain, and again, Real Trading, just Google it, Real Trading. It's the floors that we are sitting on right now. Trader alerts, anything like that, changing of fees or anything coming in. I just noticed yesterday's top OTC market trader, 1,400. Yesterday's top Blue Ocean trader, just 800. So not a huge day for Blue Ocean yesterday. But here's all, let's see if I zoom in a little bit. Here's all the top traders in the company from yesterday. So somebody in the Nasdaq, and these are just the markets that they traded. So this trader, for example, has traded all 3 of these markets. So I would say future, something like the SPY probably, or the Dow Jones or something, the Nasdaq in New York, and the same thing for this trader. But really somebody on the Nasdaq, I don't think this was in my ear properly. Somebody in the Nasdaq was trading pretty actively yesterday, up 18,000. So congratulations for that one. As that's a great, that's a great quarter for sure. 18,000 there, 8,000, this is prop trading, remember. 8,000 there for Canada, and none of this gets held overnight. 7,000, 6, 5, 4, that's it. And then, so here we go, look at this. Paris, so the only market outside of the United, or I guess North America yesterday there, Paris. So these are the top 10 traders yesterday at Real Trading. Some days you'll see in the 20s and 30s, just depending on what's going on, and some days you'll see even lower than that. But really a kind of a light day there, although this number, any of these numbers, it's great. Anything on this board is great. You make $500 a day, you're fantastic. I can tell you that for sure. All right, let's go. What's up, David? Here we go. Yeah, I'm definitely not making. Oh, you're not going to make that D joke, or maybe I'm not. I'm definitely not. Saw some old headline, but about McDavid practice, he got hurt. Okay.
Is he really hurt?
Is he going to get 2 goals tonight? Probably not.
Not if he's
Florida.
hurt.
Yeah, he ain't hurt. I don't think he's hurt. Zach Hyman's going to be affecting that, but that's okay. No, I'm still all about Edmonton Oilers. I can go check out. I think it was pretty even on who was going to win this series. It's a rematch of last year's Stanley Cup between the Edmonton Oilers and the Florida Panthers. So Joe and I have a nice bet on the patio. We're going to.
You guys have a bet?
Yeah, 2 beers.
Was someone else gone? Oh, like obviously.
Must have been, yeah. 2 beers there,
Obviously
and
you have that.
I have Edmonton, and he has Florida.
But what did he give you?
What do you mean? The odds are even.
They were even. Oh, I thought
far as
Florida
I
would be like I thought Florida would be a slight.
Well, maybe Florida's a slight favorite. I have no idea.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's about even there. So yeah, we bet that 1-1. So
I still want someone to take the other side of OKC, but like
people want to take it, but the thing is, it's 7-1.
it's so ridiculous. The odds.
Someone will take the spread. Offer the spread tonight, whatever. As long as you take spreads, it's the same.
Because like I said, like I don't mind. Not that I have any idea how to paint my face, because the last time we had a bet like that, like I think literally Valeria painted my face in the Italian flag. But I'm down with any kind of a bet.
That's not tonight, though. That's
no. Okay, it's NBA, man. They don't play till Thursday.
Yeah.
You know how I feel about. Like, I wanted a mini rant about that. I think sometimes they take a little bit too much time. Like I get it. Playoffs are long and all that kind of stuff, and guys need the rest. But if it's too much rest relative to like what it normally is, then it kind of bastardizes what it should be. Like, because depth matters. Like a team that doesn't have a lot of depth suddenly gets a weird advantage, and if your team does have great depth, then hey man, let's exploit that. We should be able to play a little bit more frequently. Like the Knicks don't have good depth. They'd love to rest a week.
Yeah.
And they fired their coach because the guy won't.
Oh, that's right. They fired their coach yesterday.
He doesn't try anything new. Oh, the second I get out of Apple, I said I was going to get out if it broke the quarters, immediately right back down. So it broke the quarters. Come to the chart for a second. You'll see I'm not in any positions anymore. It just broke that quarter level and goes right back into the downside. So I don't know. Yeah, it does feel like we're getting into that wavy part of the market. It wasn't moving that much anyways. I said I was leaning toward maybe not getting that Palantir short. It just did the topping tail candle now. Like there's your challenge of 131. The last time it did it, there was another consolidation to be had. So it's going into the consolidation phase. If I can see that happen again, I didn't short it till it kind of confirmed the lower high each time. Like let it get to the top, make the top, short the lower high. So if it gives that setup, I'm down with that a third time. But if it runs the top again, I wouldn't take it. The early look for the imbalances, not a heck of a lot, but FXI is there for 1.5 million. Don't always see indices or ETFs on that list, so it's always worth a look. That's about it. I mean, iPath is going to be there for 900,000. That's not bad. Nike 900,000, but none of those are going to stand out at this particular moment yet. But the imbalances, they can be fickle like that.
Oh God, that's coming up now.
Yeah, like nothing shows up, and then all of a sudden some rando stock comes out of nowhere. You pulled up tip. I didn't look to see if we have anything at the close, although I don't think.
Is today a day?
I don't know. It's not.
No.
I always check for any kind of like random, like ad hoc ads, deletes every single day. Because here's the truth. The time that there's something significant expected at the close and you could have known about it and you didn't bother to check, all I have to do is go in a tip and check. And it takes like 2 seconds to do, but I forgot to do it this morning.
All right. Well, go ahead and check then, and you'll be lots of time for that. Let's just have a quick little look here and see if we can go diamond hands, as many people are wanting to know what's going on with crypto today. So let's have a quick little look here. So Bitcoin, there's something going on. Like Bitcoin's been stuck at this 105 forever, which is fine. I mean, the thing is, it sort of decoupled itself from the Nasdaq because the Nasdaq's been up for a few days in a row here, and I'm surprised that Bitcoin hasn't at least tried to look at like 108 or 109 again, but that's fine. The fact that it's not attached to the Nasdaq, I think, is probably a good thing. It's its own thing, and there's many different reasons. I saw DJ TJ there on CNBC the other day just sort of talking about why they really like crypto, and that's just because now that they're in politics, they hate sort of the banking system, and they see how corrupt sort of it is. This were his words. We do have tomorrow USDC coin Circle, the owners and the developers, I guess, behind USDC. That's coming tomorrow. I don't know if they make any money, but I guess we'll find out, right? They're road showing, so I guess that IPO hits tomorrow. So join us tomorrow, Thursday, for that. Obi will be in for me on Friday. Oh no, my screen just went blank. Oh, it's back. Okay, good, thank God. Solana down 3.2%. This is 24 hours, so it's this middle column, sort of what we're looking at right now. And then this is over the week. Solana down 10%. I don't like that. All these altcoins are going to be like that. There's Dogecoin there. I don't own any of those, but you guys know I own some Cardano. And we bought the most recent buy for me on Ripple was 230. Sorry, we bought some at 230. That day we got 103 on Bitcoin. Then I just bought some more at 220 over this past weekend. So XRP not doing too much, but what's up to my XRP army friends as well? Okay, here it goes, man. We're trying to do something again. Let's see if CoreWeave, all right, just because this little move down is happening, I'll put a bid here at 70. Maybe we get it, maybe we don't, but one little flush, we'll see if we get, there it is. So we get a nice little fill there at 70. And I'm just taking out pieces here. Like if anything, 5 shares at a time or something like that, just to see. And it's only because I just don't want this to run all the way back if we still have the full boat. Like if I can take a little and then hold the most for the downside, then we'll do that. So right now I am waiting. My next bid on this is, yeah, it's 159. So right down here is where we're waiting, man. I think I should put something at 160 because that's the last time we bounced. So there it is. It's a good thing we just took a little piece of it out there because it is going back and forth right now. That is my favorite stock of the day, CoreWeave, although it's my biggest red stock. We're not afraid to trade it, and we'll definitely be back trading this tomorrow, hopefully more on the green side. Let's see if this can flush before imbalances, man. But anyways, let's throw it back over to Neil.
There's still time for it to flush off the imbalances, as Mullen just did as it halted to the downside, which, by the way, you could note if you have a scanner for halts or for volatility moves. And a place that you could have that is on eSignal. For free for 1 month, because it's still free for a month. So they're waiving the fee, so you can trade smarter, not harder. It's all about back testing. It's all about the indicators. It's all about the tick replay. It's all about the imbalance locator. Level 1, level 2 access, the ability to trade with multiple brokers directly, API access so you can automate your trades. Real-time and reliable data with eSignal. It's very customizable and intuitive for any user out there, right? Like if you understand the basics, like I said, you can get, we don't need the level 1 here or level 2, but because we have level 2 here with P per weight, but you can look at that, the book in real time. Obviously, I have Mullen up and Mullen's halted, so that book's not going to be moving there. But at the end of the day, scan that QR code because 1 month free to try it out, see if it helps you with your trading game. Why not? If it does, then more power to you. And if it doesn't, then it didn't cost you a thing, except a little bit of time.
Later.
And that's just how it works. I mean, you take time and effort in trading regardless, so you might as well tool up with eSignal. Shout out to them. Scan the QR code, check out the link in the description. 12 minutes to go until the imbalances. Yeah, apparently Palantir didn't want to sideways consolidate, just tag 131 and already dropped into the $0.50. So I might have missed the opportunity. It gave more patient setups the other 2 times off that short. This time, you pretty much had to grab it right away. And as I said, Mullen is halted down. Oh, the tap is under, that VWAP. So the indicated auction price is 18.20. So it's indicating an open down. But the more important thing is Mullen not only broken the trend here, but it's broken that support all afternoon under 20 bucks. That's a big deal. If it opens and can't hold 20, I mean, there's still some time left in the day, but that was what you're looking for it to either give a parabolic move up or a fail of that prior support level. So indicating it's going to open down, but 20 is the key level, at least I think, on that open. If I trade something else, now that Palantir is gone, for now, Palantir is gone. It's either something on the imbalances, or if I can find a quick little scalp short and Mullen off the 20 level, that works. There were a couple of things, nothing big, expected imbalances, like RDFN on the SPCE is supposed to be 1.9 million to sell. RKT supposed to be 1.3 million shares to buy. DJT, but only 830,000 shares to buy. Those are expected numbers. It doesn't mean they'll come out as that direction. But if I see DJT for $1 million to buy side, or just say RDFN is a couple million sell, and we're expecting, then there might be something there for it. But those aren't huge numbers. But you never really know. I've never seen DJT on the imbalance locator at the end of the day. So if it pops up for $1 million, it's worth looking at.
If I stare at CoreWeave long enough, it will go down. We're $3 in the money now, but we want more. We've talked about that. We're getting greedy right now. We're Tate McRaeing this thing. Let's see if we can get to the, okay, there we go. Come on, let's go futures. Right now, I'm also putting up some numbers on the TQs. So here goes the Nasdaq, nice move to the downside right there. Finally, man, we waited for this move and it just cracked into 90s there. So let me put another bid down there because look what it just did, man. It got bought right back up. What's up to my good friend Sam in the chat there? He's disappointed that I'm short CoreWeave, but so am I. Like I said, it'll be the #1 down stock, but I'm down. what I made on NVIDIA yesterday, like I made more on NVIDIA yesterday than I'm down on CoreWeave, and it's like so on and so forth. So it's fine. This is how I trade, man. I'm here to do it all and hopefully come out on top, and now not on top on CoreWeave. But on top right now with these futures trading, this has been some good shorts in this afternoon. We got stopped at ones for sure, but here it's pulling back in a little bit there. And we did just get missed there on CoreWeave again because it does not break 160. I am sitting at 160.40, and of course it goes down as low as 55. So let's see if we can get a break down lower on that one. What's up, Adara?
Just be aware here, this is MFI. This is a small cap called MF International. I looked into them. It looks like they do, I guess, IT services in Hong Kong. No news on this, but as you can see, we had a nice push to the upside on it, about 3.4 million share float, about 2.5% short float. So MFI, nice potential mover here into the close. Back to you.
Yeah, going into the close, and remember, we have a few names on the earnings board here. I just want to quickly throw it up. Oh no. MDB, Mongo, 5 below. ChargePoint's going to be one as well. I think Mongo is likely to be the one of the most interest. Mullen did just open back up, by the way, and it is holding. I want a 3-minute chart. It is holding immediately underneath that 20 level. It never challenged 20. Opened up at 1870 something. It tried to get back above 19. Now it's fading. I mean, the whole price is going to matter here. That was about the 19 level. I'm going to get a stop order in. If I can see it re-challenge, lose the whole price, I'd look for a quick little short there. Now that Palantir is pretty much come and gone, I don't think we'll get another shot at that. Travis Martin says ChargePoint is going to shock y'all. Well played. That's a great pun. And I know you meant a pun, not necessarily the stock movement on earnings, but that's a great one. Now we'll have to not use that one in the aftermarket show. You got to come up with something else there, Adara. ChargePoint is a mover, though.
Well, you know, those earnings will be supercharged. So, all right, get down Nasdaq right now. Oh man, just stretching. Like, wow, doing those yesterday, or I'm gonna have to do some more of those.
It's the 2-day. That's the big one.
Yeah, it's like
day 2 after like a new set of workouts is always more sore than the first day.
But I mean, like
you
said before, that's what I was gonna say. You've said it before. It's the good sore.
It's the
like,
best.
I'm walking around outside. I'm like, oh my god, my hamstrings and this and that, and because I'm not even supposed to be like doing a squats or anything like that. Like that is complete. I'm not even supposed to be running. I'm running on treadmills. I have a completely reconstructed knee. So, all right, here we go. Now we're going to the downside. So let's see, 160. It just stopped at 160.50 again. This is my bad. Like I'm gonna pull the 40s. You know what? Whatever, dude. Let's get to the downside and let's see if we can really go. All right, let's see if we can break through 160 now on CoreWeave. The only thing is we're now 7 minutes away. There you go. I talk a big game, and I'm just going to get out some more right now. I'll offer some 64s. That's me. That's me sitting there on Arca. See if we can get that. Like, good luck, dude. I just stopped that move. This was just so stupid. Right there. But anyways, okay. Let's see if we get that move back in. Right. I told you I was sitting there at 64, so we'll wait to see if we get that or not. But yeah, I want to make something happen here. This is 159s. That's where we're looking to go now. We're looking to go lower here on CoreWeave. So giddy up, man. Let's go. All right, another drop down. At least this time we got some. They're at 99s. The lowest we got was, did we just get that? Yes, we did. Okay, now it's going to break through 160. CoreWeave is more exciting than anything else I'm doing right now. So here we go. $2 in the money, man. Shout out to my good friend Sam. Look, man, I'm almost going to be positive on CoreWeave. So I don't want to talk about like that this has been a bad trade. It's been fine. It's just, I told you, man, all these little cuts in here. And when you're doing 100 shares at a time, it's kind of like, you know, to lose $1.50, $1.50, $1.50, $1, like it keeps on adding up, and so it wasn't a great experience there. But you know, hopefully we can get it back right now on CoreWeave. So and we choose not to talk in. I mean, we'll choose not to talk in how much we're up or down on certain names. I mean, we can both Neil and myself, all of us can do whatever we want to do. But at the end of the day, you know, it's. Share size is something that's specific to everybody else. So like, I'll tell you right now, I'm down $150 on CoreWeave. That's it, right? And if whether or not I'm the only guy that says that, it's up to everybody else. So, you know, I know you guys are all asking all the time what's up with that, but we're trying to show you guys like trades that we're thinking about. And at the end of the day, Neil and I have great buying powers, like the ability to take shares at any time on pretty much on any name, right? We're both, been here 20 plus years. So we do have the opportunity to do those kind of things. And when the trades are there, we'll try to emphasize to you when we're in bigger positions and whatnot. And a bigger position for one person might be something different to somebody else, just like everybody there on the chat. And that's the best part about the show is we have so many different traders, not only on the desk, but as viewers. We have beginning traders. We have traders looking to get funded. We have traders that have crazy experience. We have traders that only trade futures, traders that trade CoreWeave, all this kind of stuff. You can see completely different styles with all of us, Obi, Neil, myself, Sharif, everybody. So it's just it's a great opportunity here to keep it growing. We want to thank everybody for continuously following us and watching out for some of our trades. And what I take from the chat, the biggest, is opportunities. We saw that the other day, like they yell out names to us.
Well, that was
the time.
Like yesterday on, what was the stock? It was a QBTS.
Yeah, there you go.
It was QBTS. Like nobody was, this chart still, one chart a day. It's always one chart a day.
There we go, Jag just hit it, yeah. Exactly.
And it was QBTS and everyone's pointing at, hey, it's starting to go again. Remember, like look where it pulled back into. You like prior highs, it pulled back into prior highs, it trended. There was a VWAP trade in the afternoon. There was a late breakout trade. Today, maybe not the same thing. There was only one long in the afternoon on CoreWeave, but wasn't even looking at the stock after it failed last week. And well, they also dropped an offering. That's part of the reason why it was down going into
after hours yesterday.
After hours. And that's the other thing about the aftermarket show. Whether there's a ton of earnings, I think we'll have a few that move in here today. You never know. Like Trump could talk. Dara and I could be right in the middle of reviewing earnings or something else, and an unrelated headline drops, and we get some price action that we can go over live and not have to talk about it at 5:30 without a chart to go over to see what's happening here, see where the buyers are, where the sellers are, because that matters. Because on on QBTS, if you looked at where the buyers came in, it was the same place they did all day long the day before, which meant people were still buying dips in the stock despite the fact that it had that offering. And what happened at the open? They bought the dip. I can't look at that chart with the gap. I'll go to the 15-minute. It bought the dip, and then the entirety of the day it just trended higher, even bouncing off VWAP late. So I think QBTS is a perfect example of how great the community is at finding opportunities out there. Because you just want to find an uptrend and go long, or a downtrend and go short, or whatever it might be, or a mullen and finally get the short. Because now it's at like 15 bucks. There you go. The short's at 17, 170 and 14 zeros, the all-time high in mullen, are once again deep in the money.
What is that number? I should ask Grok. If you have a 170 in front of 17 zeros, what the heck is that even called? No, it's not called anything.
Trust me, every number has a...
It does?
Yeah.
I think it would just,
4,
wouldn't it just
5,
be to the
6, 7,
exponential
8, 9,
whatever?
11, 12, 13, 14.
I don't know, man. He's asking Grok as we speak.
No, I'm asking...
Or whatever you're asking.
Yeah, here I always have ChatGPT open when I'm at work. Not that I usually use ChatGPT. It's 1.7 quadrillion.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because you could always, right,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Wow, $1.7 quadrillion was Mullen's high. What's it at now, $12?
16?
Good one. All right, so yeah, Mullen, congratulations to everybody holding that one. All right, I'm gonna get out, honestly, guys, I'm just gonna punch out a little bit more here. I'm gonna cross up. So I just crossed up into 25s. I'll tell you what I got on CoreWeave there. Oh, I didn't get that great. I got 20. Oh, no, did I just do something? I just got 23s there crossing into 25. So I thought there would be better hidden orders there, but I guess there wasn't. So my stop is 164. I'm gonna stop out there. That'll be the end of it. I mean, we are now 1 minute away from the imbalances. The futures are really getting down to the downside, and we don't want to be in too much of this left. So I'm now into 25% of what I had initially on the futures. And if we get a fill right now, which we did not just get down. I'm bidding O's. All right, I'm just going to take whoopsies. I'm going to cancel everything. I'm just going to take some 04s. Actually, I just punched. Okay, there we go. Just got it. All right, I'm going to put something a little bit lower in case we do spike down here into this. We only have a quarter left of this trade. We'll put some low bids here in case we do spike one way or the other. But now we are 10 seconds away from these imbalances going live, and you're going to see something special in just 1 minute. If you've never joined us, you're going to see the market fluctuate pretty good right now. There it is. Yeah, there's those bids. Give me those bids right there. We got some 90s or 95s right there before busting back up to the upside. Is CoreWeave a buy? Probably is right there, as CoreWeave just shoots up into 162 again. Like your boy can't catch any luck right there on CoreWeave. Let me just go CRWV, and then we'll go over. Maybe Neil can talk about everything. CRWV. Oh, it is? Okay, that's it? Too bad. It's only a 50,000 share sell. But here, yeah, disappointing. But there it comes into the downside right there for CoreWeave. It's done 52 million shares today. So 50,000 shares is definitely not my default, but it may be somebody else's. So nothing big happening right there for CoreWeave, although it just touched down into 160 again. And the fill that we got right before the imbalance was 161.25. So let's put something else down here. We haven't been able to break it. I'm still at that 159, but you know, this 200 period was 158 when we started. Now it's 159.50. So yeah, I feel pretty good about this trade. We'll see if we can get to positive, but we're going to need to break through 160 for that to happen. So we'll put another bid down here, see if we can get it at 160.50 again, and then we'll wait for some lower bids to come through, especially looking for it to crack through those levels. So that's what I'm doing right now. And then just trying to get out some more as we get into that closing show, ready for Neil and Adara with earnings. Have you, oh, here we go. Let's go futures. Have you looked at any of the earnings names today?
It's really like you've got Mongo, you've got ChargePoint. Okay. There's not huge names, but there's some movers out there. Redfin was the wrong way, and then it just paired off. And the only other significant imbalance is TLT for 3 million to sell. FXI, 1.1 million is not going to move the needle there. Right. BAC, 940,000. But RDFN, that might have been a good flip. You had to take it really. I was thinking a little closer because RDFN was supposed to be 1.9 million to sell. It came out initially as a buy and flipped. I was going to get on the short, but we're going to wait for it to get closer to 355. But that's already starting to head in to the downside. DJT was supposed to be a buy. I don't even see it on the board. So I'm going to guess that there's nothing going on DJT. It did move up, so maybe there's a small buy imbalance on DJT, but I didn't see it on there. We were expecting close to 1 million, and it must be a little bit smaller than that. So yeah, there was no trade. I thought Redfin might have been something, or RKT or DJT, but not big enough.
We're doing it. And we're doing it live right now. So here we go, man. Let's see what we can do on this one. Here goes CoreWeave. Come on, man. We've been wanting this one for a minute. We just took some out right there at 159.70s. Now let's see if we can get lower. I'm bidding 159.15s. So I'm in that bump right there. We need one more whoosh to the downside right here on CoreWeave. We'll get that fill. That'll be $3. Look, we shorted it at 166. So this is like $6, $7 in the money right now. But then we added to it. Yes. Yes, let's go, Neil. Nice move to the downside right now. So here it is, man. 40 cents in the money on the Qs, 350 now on CoreWeave. Let's see how low we can go. I'm hoping lower, but whatever. We've already done pretty good on this one. We're now out. We still have about 25% left on this. Remember, we added to it. We had 40 shares up there. We added to it right here. So now, oh, okay. Well, good cover there, I guess. Let me just, I never know where these prices are going, so we'll just take another 35 there. I just push bid up 10 cents, enter. So we get a 35 right there. So let's just wait to see what's going on. Yeah, Broadcom. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't Broadcom reporting tomorrow?
It's Thursday.
With me, you're saying, Broadcom. Okay, we'll wait to see what Broadcom does
like I
tomorrow.
said, all the best ones are always, it seems to be on Thursday.
Yeah, well, you can do it tomorrow if you want. All right, so we'll wait. Yeah. That's fine. I'll do it. So what doesn't matter. We'll do it no matter what. So here we go. 160 and change to the downside right now. So we'll see what happens with CoreWeave. I think this name will be sub 150 tomorrow for sure. I don't want to say for sure, but I cannot hold overnight, or else I would definitely would think about holding.
It's on the right side of the V.
Yeah, exactly. So finally, we're starting to play nice with.
Or I guess it's the A.
Yeah, exactly. While the A is.
No, because if V is a down move, then an up. It's the other way around.
Well, we're hoping that it's the top of the V, basically. Or no, V's the other way. Yeah, A. Yeah, I guess so. A back down. Or like an N. Anyways, there goes CoreWeave. But we're actually maybe made more money on this, shorting the Nasdaq and using the TQQs. There it goes right there. Shout out to my good friend Ozan. It's now 3:55, and I think we got to go to Adara for another update quickly. Yep, all right.
This part of the show is brought to you by Trade the Pool. And here's one of the most valuable parts of Trade the Pool. It's called VOD. video on-demand library. It's a free resource filled with real trading stories, strategy deep dives, and practical insights to help you grow. So whether you're looking to improve your entries, manage risk better, or just stay motivated, this is where experience meets education. And to make sure nothing valuable slips through the cracks, there's a note feature. See something worth remembering? Click note, write it down, and it stays saved right inside the video. Head to tradethepool.com, tap the trading VOD, and start completely free. Back to you.
Funny, I just canceling my Palantir orders.
If you're watching, NVIDIA seemed to move into a buy and bounce there at 355. I was looking to see if there was a last-second shot on DJT or Redfin. RDFN did move to a sell, is now paired off. But there's NVIDIA for a small buy of 900 million, whatever Goro is. Hey, isn't Goro the name of the villain from Mortal Kombat?
Goro?
Yeah, with the guy with the two forearms.
I know who you mean. It's something like that.
Well, whatever.
You might be right. You might be right.
That's just a penny stock. It's neither here nor there. I was always a Mortal Kombat guy than anything else. GME's going to the downside. Sebastian saying bull. Shout out to you both. Well, it's only one day, man. It's only one day. The irony of this is I moved my order from 1042 to 1069, and I would have gotten the 42. It's a distinction without a difference. The idea was to buy this thing in front of $10. And whoops, that's my e-signal chart. The daily chart, there's Webull. I mean, $10 was like the bottom before. Do I think Webull is going back up to $76? Nope. But if it can make a bounce and retest like 16 to 18, like into here, I'll be happy to take that. No questions asked. So we'll see what happens. It's only day one, man. Like it's in a pretty precipitous downward trend here. So I just started into it today. I only got like 20% anyways. If it can make the right side of the V, because that's the proper way to say that, right side of the V to me is if it's going down and bouncing up. And if it can do that, make a round and bottom, I think then you can start adding to it. At least I would in there. But yeah, we got some Webull today. Hopefully that is near the bottom at that $10 level. If it makes a fresh low, to me, it's an easy out. You know, just give it to the absolute low since it came to market.
All right, you guys, I mean, here's Marvell, you know, finally in the money now off of our most recent buy. We like that call right there on Marvell. Let's see if it can get going now as well. 3 straight up days. We just didn't give it enough. We bought it before earnings, which was really the problem. And then you give it the 3-day rule and then it's blasting back up to the upside. So there goes Marvell. Looks like we'll be red on CoreWeave, but thankfully it's nowhere near what damage we had on it earlier, as I talked about it, shorting all the way up, and able to take advantage of that. But again, these imbalances do send the market tipsy-turvy a little bit. So able to really clean up a little, you know, on that, not clean up, but able to get a decent move down on the Nasdaq right into VWAP. So we're pretty happy with that one there. And then, but CoreWeave, if this breaks through 163, sorry, I'm out. We just took out the 50-period moving average, and you know that's something that I was thinking about punching out on, but we don't have that many shares left, so I'm just going to use 163 right there to go. That was Marvell, nice move up, and then the other name, Big Bear AI. So these are 2 new names that I've recently bought, and then just 2 days ago. Is today Wednesday? Was it Monday? We bought some Amazon. So Amazon nicely cooking as well, up one. Well, it was up more than that, but now up 1% for Amazon. Nice day there. Okay, we just got out of CoreWeave there. So
nice.
CoreWeave breaks higher. All right.
Oh, wow.
You're going to go over to the desk, or are you doing something?
I'm going to get to the desk in a second.
Okay,
I was kind of eyeballing, like whatever. I was eyeballing that the DJT and RDFN on a last-second chance because I could have pulled the trigger on RDFN. I have 1 minute to go there. I am set up over there, so I should be fine. There was a last-second chance. If I had the MOC in, I could have taken that short. And I want to. Anytime you miss a trade that you could have pulled the trigger on, I still want to see how it did. So I'm probably just going to leave it up so I can check it out, see where it ends up printing. But it did break the low of the day on that short. You could have scalped it out there pretty nicely, but I want to see where that one closes. So good look on CoreWeave. Yeah, I think it's on the right side of the A, but we'll see what happens tomorrow. Earnings after the bell tonight with Adara. We'll see how Mongo does.
Yeah, I can, all right, only 30 seconds left until the close, so we're going to get that bell going for you. I can hold these futures a little bit after hours, but not for too long there, as we do not do that here at Real Trading. Verizon, we just got a nice fill there on the futures again. Oopsies, sorry, what's left on these? Oh, I don't need to hit the button, that's right. PCG is there. We can see if that's doing anything. 16, there might be a decent print on this one. Still $1 million to buy, so watch this. 1605 right now. There's probably enough shares to do this right here. Let's see where this actually prints. So, hey, there we go. There, hey, there, how's it going? 2 and 1. Market is now closed. There it is. There's the big print. 06s there. We just saw that on the New York Stock Exchange. There it is right there for PCG. A big print right there. 33.2 million. There it is. Yeah. See, okay, hey. Okay. Oh, shoot. We could do it live right now. All right. Finally, an easy one because PCG is not doing anything. All right. So there it is right there. There is, see, there's the closing imbalance going with an end print. This is actually pretty important. We could actually maybe clip this for, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But there it is right there. There is the last New York print. Look at the amount of shares. So they paired it all off. 3.28 million shares right there into the paired off for PCG. So that's how it works, right? So they had a little bit to do after. It was at 04. In order to get that last 600,000 done, they had to go up to 06. They found he always, the direct market maker can fill it from his own book. So that's fine. So there it is, giving those shares up. He thought it was worth a 2-cent bump. So like if you're trading on prop, that's a quick trade. We have automatic keys, market on close keys and things like that, that will automatically, what the hell? We have a nice little trade here. All right, look at these TQs, man. It's a good thing we held this into the after hours. We'll punch out a little bit more there at 77. Good fill for us after hours. That's a win for me right there, holding this market into the close. But all right, so there it is right now. All right, what's up, conservative movement? I know you're here for the after show, so I'm going to get ready for that right now. It's Neil and it's Adara, and it's not a whole wealth of earnings, but there's lots to talk about today, lots of things happening in the market. Thank you for staying late with us. Thank you for watching that little example there at PCG. Neil and I always talk about the closing imbalances, so it's nice to sort of see a number that makes some sense there. I can show it to you live on the time in sales. We all talk about tape reading, and I think right there it made some sense to learn a little bit more about that. You're gonna get some excitement on this show. You're gonna get trading, you're gonna get good talk, and right there, hopefully a little bit of education if you've never seen a New York print like that at the close. That's what it looks like, and that's the whole point. So thank you so much. It has been a great show, I feel like, today. We're just getting better and better. Make sure you join me and everybody tomorrow at 8:30. But for now, it's over to the recap show. It's Adara and Neil. Until I see you later.
Very much. And that's the best part about Trader TV Live. We're not some broadcast that asks, oh, it's 4 o'clock. We have to move from this panel to the next panel. No, there's an example on the imbalance locator. It's real time. Then we're going to give it to you. 5 below is $5 below, and we're going to show you that. I'm not making it up. 122, really, 122 to 1. Okay, well, now it's like $7 lower. Yeah, thanks a lot, 5 below, for ruining it. At least let me finish the pun before you drop another $2 next time. But we're 0 for 1 on earnings. Well, the market is, because 5 below is now down $7 after the earnings drop. We're expecting ChargePoint at 405, MongoDB at 405. The expected move on 5 was 11%. 11.7% was the implied move. So it hasn't even retraced that far. And let's remember, this is a stock that has rallied more than a double off of these lows coming from April. So obviously disappointment here, but look at where the stock had been going.
Yeah, so here's 5 below, and here is the data. I'm not seeing their, EPS, I'm always nervous to report because I'm never sure which ones they're going with. Their diluted income or earnings per share here, 86 cents. I was seeing estimates of 83. We have revenue here, 961.07 million was what I was seeing as the estimate. Looks like they reported 970.5, so looks like they beat on EPS and sales, or at least adjusted. Net sales also up 19.5% year over year regardless. I'm not seeing any other notice here with regards to other earnings. We're waiting for ChargePoint, MongoDB, and PVH, but the only one we were expecting at 4, Neil, was 5. Pun not intended. So ChargePoint, MDB on watch there. I'm going to keep those ready.
I, for one, am shocked at a company that is 50% of, well, I don't know the exact name. They get more than half of their stuff from China.
Oh, that actually makes a lot of sense.
So, yeah, maybe only 5% below for 5 below isn't that bad. But that said, it's made that bottom, which makes a lot of sense. You know, Trump's like, buy everything, and the market's rallied from some of this tariff stuff. But now you're going to get the numbers coming out, and then everyone's going to see where the cookie crumbles. And for now, it's crumbling to the downside. If you're looking for where support might be, I mean, it doesn't get any more jokes than this. Like right here, if you look at the gap in the chart, $100. I don't know that you get, look, I'm not saying you get to $100, but when you pull up the daily chart, that's where the significance is. The moving averages are so far gone because this has been a screamer. It's got an 8.5% short float. For now, the move is less than anticipated, so it's not that big of a deal. But MongoDB, bongos, everybody. That's 10% to the upside, at least from the $200 level here. That just tagged $220 from 200 to 220. Mongo, this is a big name. Big name with a big move here, up 13%. Now the expected was to be 13.7%. So watch out. When it gets to that implied move, usually you get a pullback right away. What are the numbers here?
So I'm seeing revenue here of 547 million. It looks like they, 549 million. I was seeing estimates of 526.72. So it looks like they did beat on revenue. They also reported a 22% year-over-year increase in revenue for Q1 2026. And here are the numbers they did report that beat. So Q1 earnings of $1 per share, above estimates of, well above estimates of 66 cents. Sales, 549.01 million, as we just went over, beating, I guess, the Benzinga estimates here of 528.22. Let's see if we have our friends at ChargePoint ready to go. And we do have ChargePoint earnings, CHPT. This is actually now a penny stock, which is pretty wild. They reported 98 million in Q1 revenue. I was seeing estimates of 100.52 million, so they might have missed there. I like to say might because we never know which estimates the street's going to run with. These are just ones that I see. I'm not seeing earnings here either. I will say apparently their fiscal 2026 subscription revenue grew by 14% year over year. Apparently their gross margin grew by 29%, or actually reached 29%. Let's wait and see here for these GAAP operating expenses, because I don't want to misreport any of these earnings or losses. But yeah, it looks like a bit potentially of a revenue miss here for CHPT. MongoDB, again, a double beat.
Yeah, the double beat for Mongo is a big one. And this is a stock, no, that's a stock that's actually, it's a breakout, no questions asked, right? Like you can look at this one on the daily chart and you can see here, closing that 50 period, the gap fill from 200 takes you right into 250 bucks. I think that's going to be the key level. If it holds on to the upper end of this range, I'd look at the prior low here at 212 for some potential dips, which it's not doing. But here's the guidance. You always want to see, can it hold the up move on the guidance after the double beat for Mongo? Are we surprised about ChargePoint? I mean, the stock lost $1 in January, and it struggles to get back there again.
Yeah, we'll talk about Mongo guidance really quickly. People are talking about PL. We'll get to Planet Labs, but not right now because we have to talk about Mongo guidance. Mongo Q2 EPS here, 62 to 66 cents per share. That is above estimates of 59 cents. They're guiding sales 48 to 53 million for Q2. That is mostly above estimates here of 549.76 mil. Certainly the midpoint would beat estimates. Now they raised their 2026 guidance, which has been a pretty good look for companies that are doing this, raising their EPS guidance range to a brand new range of 294 to 312. That is well above estimates of $2.60. They raised their fiscal 2026 sales guidance from 2.24 billion to 2.28 billion to 2.25 billion to 2.29 billion. So they just barely raised their sales guidance. Their EPS guidance raised a bit more significant. Midpoint of their sales guidance basically in line with estimates. Now they also now announced $800 million share repurchase, an additional $800 million. So that brings their total authorization to $1 billion. So I guess they had an existing 200 million share repurchase program is the vibe I get there. Let's talk about PL. People want to talk about PL. So let's take a look at PL Planet Labs. This one is, yeah, a little bit of a push to the upside. That is for sure. Nice move here. I don't have the estimates compared, but apparently they had record Q1 revenue, $66.3 million. That is up 10% year over year. They increased their RPOs apparently by 262% year over year. Backlog up 140% year over year. And they achieved their first ever quarter of positive free cash flow. So good job for Planet Labs. That one certainly gravitating a bit to the upside here. Still waiting on PVH. I don't expect that to be a huge mover. But yeah, Planet Labs, in addition to having that 10% year over year sales increase, they also beat on Q1 expectations.
Yeah, not bad for Planet Labs, and no questions asked. That's a good move. It's a $4 stock, though, keep in mind. For a $4 stock, 4.5% short float's not big. But like Mongo, it's on the midst of a breakout. It literally, I think we just barely death crossed this thing today. If you look at it, like, you just squint hard enough, you did close, or I guess, yeah, you closed underneath the 50 period. The 50 period under the 200, like just right in here, or at least they mash, and then you get the bounce. So that can be a little bit of a mini squeeze breakout. $4.35 to 40 cents. Looks like it's what it has to hold here in the afternoon. But there's also this, look, I don't have anything on LIMN.
It's not even showing up on Benzinga.
Yeah, okay, so look, I don't have anything on LIMN, Liminatus Pharma. So another yada yada pharma name here. It's not a big, it's only a $190 million market cap here, so relatively small. But that just moved, and this is wild, like 10 to 40, down to $27. Obviously, when you're dealing something with like a float this small, like only a 7 million share float, like you're going to get crazy wild movement in here. But we don't have any data on this one just yet. So be a little bit careful with this LIMN. It is going absolutely nuts. And look at it drop. Like there is no legitimate liquidity on this thing in the aftermarket. If it's going to be able to move $10 to $40 in a couple of candles, then you have to understand that it can fall $10 very, very quickly and very, very easily here. Before we jump in, I know we want to jump back to some earnings here. I did want to acknowledge something you can see standing out here on the ETF board that I don't think we really mentioned too much about today, and that was some of the Chinese stocks. Like KWeb up 2.5% today, and with a nice bull flag on it. The other good thing about KWeb, it's still in a bit of a small downward trend, but a nice continuation bounce off its 50-period moving average. And then the name I wanted to bring up with that is Alibaba. Something we've talked about with further guests. When you start to see a group move, ask yourself, is there like a laggard that's sitting in there right now that can get a little bit of a catch-up trade? And so when KWeb closed above the 50 period, Alibaba challenges it tomorrow at $120.50. So I'm going to have eyeballs on Alibaba tomorrow. Good, strong day for some of the Chinese names. This one up 4% today, but that 50 period has been a bit of a problem. Let's see if it can challenge it there tomorrow. Yeah, Mongo definitely is the one standing out to the upside. But just to go back over to 5 below, I can't say 5 above, but it certainly bounced to more than $5 from the low. And so 5 got all the way back to where it started, dash back underneath $120 here. You always want to see what happens when you get the conference calls as well for a lot of these names. But remember, with an 8% short float and a stock which had been ripping faces off recently, if you look at it, it's been a double up in the last few months here. There are going to be some short covers that'll be like, ooh, we're not holding down. Let's get some of this out. But they are still red in the session, but nowhere near the expected move, Adara, which anybody that was betting big short, they didn't get what they were looking for. So that's going to cause a little upward pressure. And I think that's why you're seeing a bounce here a little bit.
Yeah, that 5 below is interesting. People are asking here about PVH. I'm not seeing anything in PVH. I looked up LIMN. The website is not even in English. There's no info to find on it. They don't have anything on Benzinga. Do apologize, guys. I want to talk about one earnings trend, though, that we had twice today. I was talking to Neil about this off camera.
Yes.
CrowdStrike and Dollar Tree both did the reversion of the reversion, to borrow an Obiism. And I was happy enough to be able to get involved in both here. I closed my P-Pro, but I'll just show this here on the e-signal. So as you can see here, just for tomorrow too, like CrowdStrike, you get this push to the downside. I tried this short initially first, these lower highs, lower lows at the 3-minute, didn't work out, whatever. Get this push to the upside, this beautiful long, which I unfortunately fat fingered myself out of, but it's cool. Then you start getting here, this reversion. You see this kind of double top here on the 471. So when you start to plot the plan, you get lower highs, lower lows. Now I will say this CrowdStrike reversion of the reversion, or at least this first, this drop to the downside here after this push to the upside, this was benefited by the fact that you had negative news on CrowdStrike at that push into 453. That was, of course, that apparently they're now, I guess, getting some info from CrowdStrike, some agencies, I believe, including the DOJ. So CrowdStrike pushes lower, and then move back up. Nice little bounce, but it's kind of stagnant after that point. So when I say reversion of the reversion, I mean we had this gap down, we revert to the upside, and then we revert back to the downside. DLTR did a reversion of a reversion of a reversion. So this
That's
one here,
intense.
Big downside move, right? We get this nice little push back to the upside, and then this push lower. So that would be the reversion of the reversion, this move here. Then we push back up. So we reverted the reversion of the reversion. Reverse deception over here. Obi would be proud. I don't know. But yeah, happy to be able to be involved in those trades. And I think right now the point I'm trying to make is think about these moves up, think about continuation, but if that continuation starts to fade, there's always other opportunities. You don't have to get married to a direction on a stock. You can just ride the waves.
Oh, the other thing you can do too, you mentioned something about the news on CrowdStrike might have helped out the short. But this is something I talked about with Sean. Like some of the best trades out there, you're going to be in something for good reason in the right direction at the right level. And then all the news does is gives you a bigger move than you might have had anyway. Like it was probably going to win. Let's be real. Like 8 times out of 10 or whatever that is, it was probably going to win on CrowdStrike, and then you just happen to have that negative, give you continuation a little bit further.
Moved like 10 points.
Because you were already down. Like it was already working. You just get a little bit of extra oomph. But the other thing you got to factor in, and I'm just going to throw shade at myself here as a learning tool, because this morning, look, got away with Apple today. And when I look, if you hear me say, like this morning, Apple went right into prior day resistance, and like you can barely see it. Like the first 3-minute candle pops into 204. That the bid comes right in. If you know how I trade, if it's trending up at the open, I'm station to station. So I get that short reversion, and I'm getting out. If it shows any bounce at the prior support level, I'm jumping out of the trade. So I got away with that short. But then what this did at VWAP was almost embarrassing. It was news on Apple. I don't have VWAP on this chart, but volume weighted average price was right in around here at 204, like 60 or something, and it double tapped it, and then news dropped on Apple right when it was at VWAP. And if you liked the short around the 204 level, and that's where it was at VWAP when the news hit, you would have just been sitting in it. And then when they had that drop, that would have been gorgeous. I had gotten away from Apple, which I think was probably a good idea the way it was trending up. But we have PVH now. We have PVH is out for sure. Oh, well, there's one thing I wanted to get to right there. Dinkelberg, you just mentioned it right here. MongoDB, Sympathy Plays, Snowflake, and Datadog. Those are reasonable, but Snow in particular, just want to know what happened to Snow here at the end of the day. Snowflake got rinsed at the close, and we didn't really even talk about that. So yeah, it bounced a little bit, but that's something I didn't notice. It's been a big time runner. It dropped $6 at the close, and I didn't notice until I was going over some names here when I got up to the desk. So good shout out there, Dinkelberg. Here's
PVH. Let's talk about it. It's pretty rough. So they reported a 2% revenue increase, $1.984 billion. That is a beat over their estimates here of 1.94 that I'm seeing. It also beat their own guidance. Apparently, they were expecting a flat or decrease here in revenue. So 2% increase, not a bad look here. And again, they still beat analyst estimates. Now, GAAP basis, apparently on a GAAP basis, they reported an 88-cent loss per share. On a non-GAAP basis, they reported earnings of $2.30 per share. I'm going to wait here to talk about any, I guess, kind of comparison to estimates. Here we go. They were good there. Adjusted EPS 230 here versus 225 expected. And then as mentioned, they did beat sales 1.98 billion versus 1.93 billion expected. Guidance a bit gloomy though, Neil, for the fiscal year. They reaffirmed their outlook for FY 25 for them. So fiscal 2025, they're guiding either flat revenue year over year or a slight increase. I don't know what a slight increase means. They don't tell us. I think it's going to be about flat to slightly higher. They projected approximately 8.5% operating margin. Previous outlook, they were seeing a slight increase compared to 10% operating margin last year. So they're actually guiding their operating margin down for the fiscal year. And then they're also expecting an EPS decline on a year over year basis. So kind of gross here for PVH on their guidance.
What stinks about this, that's been a value trap for a while. When I say that, I just mean like anybody that looks at it on like a PE basis, like PVH, you're going to say, wow, but it's so cheap relative to its peers. Yeah, well, a lot of times that's true because the stock's been in trouble. And it's been in trouble for a while. It had a really good opportunity here to continue a breakout trade, but unfortunately, it's literally doing the opposite here. Rejects the 200-period moving average. Now you're back underneath support here for PVH. This is one where you're hoping to get a breakout because with a 9% short float and a very good PE, like your fundamentals were good, and you got the short float, had broken out, this would have been a good continuation play. Instead, I think, and I'm going right back to Mongo for everybody. If you're looking for a name that's like a bottoming move that's showing you kind of a nice rounded bottom, good numbers, and filling in a little bit of the gap, it looks like Mongo is your Huckleberry. I'm your Huckleberry. It's MongoDB. I got to throw this out there because I'm a big Tombstone guy. The reason, there's a quote, and I think it was, I forget who said it, but somebody from the movie said this about why Tombstone is the greatest film, the greatest Western of all time. And it's because I've seen a lot of good Westerns, and it's by far the movie that people can quote it so many different lines from that film. And that's because it means the writing is good and the dialogue and the delivery was memorable. And that's a lot of the reason why The Godfather gets the praise that it does, and people don't love it, but like there's so many quotes that you can remember from it. It means that it was delivered well and the line's really good. And hopefully things can be good for MongoDB. What I can tell you here is 229 and continuing higher. This is the strong one here. No questions asked. Keeping in mind, just to reiterate, the implied move was 13.7%. The previous move was 27% to the downside, and this is a stock that has been bleeding for a while. It's a nice recovery play. It's definitely holding the gap here. It managed to actually fill this gap back into 230. Whether or not we get good dip buy opportunities for the day trade tomorrow is a different story, but I think it's, you give it the old 3-day rule, but I think this is starting to look like a pretty good swing trade above the $200 level, no questions asked. And Scott Tomlinson, absolutely rest in peace, Vad Kilmer. You know, he was absolutely a legend. As far as I'm concerned, like two of the most memorable characters of all time, played by the same guy. Iceman, #1. Well, I mean, Iceman was the best character in Top Gun, and then, of course, the best Western character of all time is going to be Doc Holliday. CompuCare team, you're here. Have a blessed day. And your Huckleberry, did I ask you something? Yeah, what are we doing with Tesla tomorrow, your Huckleberry? That's the question that needs to be asked. Because I think Tesla got ignored. Well, ignored is not the right word. I missed a good short on Tesla today. And now this doesn't look very good. It's holding on by a thread on the daily at like this support level at 331, 332. I mean, just barely. Like it managed to bounce today after breaking it, and then we just immediately retested right down that 331, closing down off that 330 level. It's starting to look a little bit bearish again, and we don't like it when Elon, I shouldn't say we, but a lot of shareholders don't seem to like it when Elon is focused on other things, and some comments about against the spending bill caused a little bit of a downturn yesterday and some continuation today. I've been pretty bullish on Tesla since the 220. It's one of the things that I bought down there. I took some out at 280. I'm starting to consider, why am I not ringing the register on a little bit more if it loses that level? It's a 50% gain. I think I'm an idiot if I don't. I haven't made the decision on it. I'll probably mull that one over on the train tonight, but I don't like where it's at. So your Huckleberry, maybe give me your thoughts. Of course, I'll make up my own mind, but that's where my mind is right now outside of these earnings.
Yeah, so for Tesla, I see, when I look at this intraday chart, I see downtrend, rounded top. I honestly think we're going to push lower tomorrow. This looks very bear flaggish to me if I'm being 100% real. That 345 was at one point kind of some support. That's not been support for some time. So yeah, I would honestly say Tesla might say night-night for a little bit here. I'm going to be really real with you guys. That's just my view of this from an intraday perspective. Like when in doubt, zoom out. When I zoom out, this looks pretty bad. Also, the area rejected date, yeah, literally it was support going back to Monday. So unsure, don't love it. That's my take here if I'm being really honest here. On the T, to the S, to the L, to the A, Uber. I don't know if this is going to be market moving, but I'll let you guys know. Some catalyst here. So apparently Uber adding the CEO of Palo Alto Networks, Nikesh Arora, to its board of directors. So Palo Alto CEO joining the Uber board of directors. I don't really think it's moving either stock, but just want to let you guys know. Costco also here doing their, every month they do their sales. This month they reported a 6.8% year-over-year increase in May net sales. So good look here if you like hot dogs. Guess those are continuing to sell well at COST. So also with regards to Elon's tweet, I was saying yesterday in the market recap, I think the reason potentially that Tesla stock could have moved on his post about the pork-filled spending bill, or the big beautiful bill, was because people liked initially the idea that Elon and Trump were going to be allies, right? Now that when he went too far and went all into Doge and he was sleeping in the White House, then I think people got nervous. Tesla dropped a little bit, right? So there was people liked the idea of him working or having that sympathy there with Trump because it could help Tesla and his companies, but they didn't like the idea of it taking over versus all his other priorities. So with that in mind, I think potentially why we dropped yesterday is the idea that now he's actually left the administration, but he's also not beyond that. He's also basically like abandoned this bill, which we know Trump cares very much about, the big beautiful bill. But today something happened, Neil, that I actually think might be a good look for this. Elon Musk randomly retweeted, Trump retweeted Elon's post from like a week ago when he announced he was leaving the administration. So, where he said he still has respect for Trump. So that gives me the vibe that Trump wants to let everyone know, we're still buddies, we just don't agree on this one issue. Or you can interpret this as he feels Elon's abandoned him, but Trump's usually pretty vocal. I think if he felt that way, he'd probably tell us. So this is all a very long-winded way of saying that this could be kind of a neutral look. He's not spending all his time at the White House anymore, but Trump still seems to potentially have his back for regulatory concerns.
Exactly. And I think I think you're spot on with that. Look, all politics aside, I will tell you this right now. I don't care what you think of Elon or the president or whatever it might be. One thing you do want, I think in a general sense, who can argue with leaders that are not afraid to surround themselves with people that might disagree with them and be okay with that? You need to, like, it's actually the most, and this comes back to trading, and I'll bring it back to trading in a second because we always try to do that, and investing as well. In life in general, if all you have around are a bunch of people who are just going to agree with you, you're not going to get anywhere. You have to be able to listen to other points of view that are against yourself and be very comfortable with people willing to criticize it so that you can think about it. All of that comes from discussion. Like, if you want to get better at something, then you have to learn different perspectives. You have to learn your own perspective in a better sense by having a challenge. In trading, that becomes the same. You get a market thesis, you go trade it, it gets beaten up, you learn something from it, you come back later with a better trade or a better swing or a better investment, but you've got to take that shot and have the market give you the feedback, or have the traders give you your feedback. That's what I love about this community. I appreciate all the stuff that gets thrown in the chat. And a lot of people have said, someone in the chat was like, "Hey, Neil, I always thought you were pretty risk averse. Love what you do." And I agree with you. Like, in a certain sense, I know that I can be a risk-averse type trader. It's something that's kept me relatively consistent, more relative to other traders. But I understand a lot of times I'll miss some trades. It's like, oh man, you're talking about that trade, you didn't take it. Well, it didn't set up the way that I wanted, so you don't get it. You got to understand yourself, and I think a lot of times you're just looking for that growth. That's what I love about the community. We're all here to learn. We're all here to get better. And Kurt Hutchings, I like this one. Neil, selling your LMT since you got the DVD locked in. What's the DVD? Just out of curiosity. That's the part that I'm missing. Well, first answer, no, if that makes any sense. So let's just go to Lockheed. Let's go to Lockheed Martin. Look, Lockheed triple bottomed up the 420 level. It still looks pretty, I don't know, it still looks pretty bullish to me. I get it. It can't seem to break out the 480, but it seems to me like it's bottomed. It would make a lot of sense to trim some if we keep failing the 480 level, but I keep thinking the recoveries to 500 and the 200 period moving average. So I'm going to give it a chance to get there. This seems to me like it's in a bottoming pattern. It's stopped going down. So that's just my 2 cents. I like the confirmation down here on Lockheed, so I'll hang on to it. Not sure what you meant by DVD though.
Apparently dividend, they're saying.
Oh, the divvy. Okay. Well, no, I don't. No, I mean, no. I shouldn't say never. I will almost never, in my personal account, have a swing type trade that I care about the dividend on. Like, if you're making, I don't think you want to get into that perspective. It's not even anywhere in my mind. I'll consider dividend for complete long-term holds. Like, if that matters to me, but I'm not jumping out of I wouldn't jump out of a swing just because I got the dividend. It's not even near the front of my mind at all in that sense. Like, to me, I'm just playing the technicals on that one, and they still look pretty good there. I like Ronnie R. Before, I know it's 428, but I have to make this comment because there was comments about VHS earlier.
That's a good point.
Neil only has VHS, not DVD. Well, you want the truth, Ronnie R.? We were a Betamax house in my household. So when I was going to Jumbo Video, we were in the tiny beta section while everyone else got to have that wide selection of VHS. My dad was an engineer, and he's like, beta's a superior product.
Oh,
so
my gosh.
Which it was. Look up the history. Beta was a superior product. I will not say why it lost, but I think everyone understands that when a certain industry goes with VHS, then that's the industry that wins, and that's exactly what happened. But yeah, we were beta. Kale saying they were beta as well. Jumbo Video, the free popcorn was fantastic. I'm dating myself. That's exactly how old I am. I remember there was a couple times, like, we would go to Jumbo Video. Katina knows this too. Sean knows this as well. We go to Jumbo Video at lunchtime in high school. You get free popcorn. You got to do what you got to do. And if somebody had a car, one of our boys had a ride, I'm like, yo, man, hop up to Jumbo Video. Probably didn't make some sense from a gas tank standpoint, but we used to do it. You got to keep real around here. So just to recap earnings in here, everybody, it's 4:30. Time flies when you're having fun. Unfortunately, for anybody that was trying to hold the shorts in 5 below, it's not 5 above, but they did recover the entire way. So it is now green on 5 below, up at 125. That is a $10 bounce from the lows. The other big one, of course, is Mongo. And even with a slight pullback in Mongo, it's holding above the 220 and 16% to the upside. They love the numbers here on MongoDB.
Yeah, I put this in the chat. 228, that area that I think was the high of this gap on MongoDB, actually is previous support on the weekly chart. So support can turn into resistance.
Love that.
Be very cautious of that level. I'll definitely be watching MDB tomorrow. This is this is Charles Schwab here. KK14M was asking about SCHD. That would be the Charles Schwab dividend. I'm not seeing anything on Schwab or the dividend stock, but I wanted to pull up this chart here nonetheless. But yeah, I can't believe it's already 3:30. I guess we can probably do some roll call soon. Potentially, I don't know. I don't want to kick it.
Oh, we're doing roll. It's 4:30. You know what time it is. I wasn't around here last week for the roll call, but we're back and we're locked and loaded live. And just a reminder to everybody, you know the deal if you've been around here. We've had a lot of new viewers recently. So if you don't know what roll call is, at the end of the show, every single time, if you want to be in the chat, if you want to be in roll call, you've got to be in the chat. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. It's a subs-only chat here at Trader TV Live. Hit that subscribe. Jump in here. Say a big thanks to the entire team. But here's what I want you to do. Not just thank Fabian, Ramin, Andre, Dara, of course, on the ones and twos, the news desk, Brendan, my man, Sean, the Midday Bash brothers as well. Big shout out to Mark, Randy, our contractor that have been like breaking down walls and working for this, the new studio that we're gonna get up here for you guys. I think it's gonna be fantastic, but it's a lot of work and a lot of hard work is being done for that. So get in there and thank the Trader TV Live team, and let's go with the roll call. Adara, it's that time.
Yeah, thank you everybody here. Thank you Zion, Lala. I think there's some called Prunas who was asking for us to call their names earlier. Green Day Dean saying long the likes. Thank you to Complicated Team. Thank you to Go Bills. Thank you to Sir Poopy Paper Hands. Jacques Desaumier. Thank you to Tia. Thank you to Blip Blorpo. We've got Eski. I know we had KK in the chat earlier. We had Pug Life in the chat. Sebastian Ontiveros. We've got Drop Trades. We have James Willis. We have Conrad, Clark, Marie, Grav, Viper, Trader, Profits, Daniel R. Azadeh, we've got Day Trader Cup, we've got Indecisive Candle, we have The Piper, we have Learner, Share, Chris, Boot Burner, Yatube, we've got Oliver Katsaros, Discount Printing Experts, Scott Tomlinson, UTF Key User, Black Ops, Timazin, Mitchell, Andrew, Share, Small Trader, Nick, Damo, Indecisive Candle, Green Day, Dean. I'll end with that one. I know I already said it earlier, but we hope you have everyone as a Green Day. Thank you to Neil, Sean, Sharif, Joe, Brendan. Thank you to Bears Pulse, who's not here right now, but shout out to everything you do every single day. Thank you to we have Andre, we have Fabian, we have Ramin, and I don't think I missed anybody. Thank you to everybody here with us every single day. We're out. See you guys tomorrow.
I want to just give you the mic drop on it, but I can't drop the microphone because Fabian get mad at me.
That's fair.
So I'm not going to drop it there. But here's what I will say: get it, Adara.
Get it.
That's
Everyone,
what it's all about.
Get it, Neil.
I was trying to explain that to my wife and daughter. Like, why do you guys keep saying "get it, Adara"?
I don't know.
Because she's a machine, and you encourage the machine. Get it, Adara. Get it, Trader TV Live family. Let's get it again in the markets. Why? Because the markets are open every single day. Well, most days, anyways. And we're here for you. We'll be right back at 8:30 tomorrow morning. You're the best community out there, and we'll see you tomorrow. We're Trader TV Live.
Hey guys.
I pity the fool that doesn't hit the like and subscribe button.